it to trial. Take it to trial. Welcome in, grab a seat, hit the like and subscribe. Cause Sweet Peas on the mic with that spicy little vibe. Got the courtroom streaming in the chat, going wild. We're debating heavy topics, but still laughing like a child. From objections to confessions to the judge's side eye. If it's justice and it's messy, we gon' talk about why. Every day's a new case, every moment's a ride. And when Sweet Peas in the building, we be learning with pride. Minds on deck, keep the room running smooth. Film freak therapist, you know, keeping everyone in the groove. Rachel with the facts, pretty brown girl with the sass. Moreldia and Fowler keep the peace in the chat. But Jason walks in and the ladies collapse. Chocolate, take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the spice, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial, trial. Morning shows are sharp, afternoon is on fire. And we catch every moment that the court might inspire. From witnesses whispering, the lawyers trying to hard. You know Sweet Pea breaks it down like a legal tarot card. Chats cracking jokes, dropping theories on the fly. We're serious when it counts, but we still testify. Minds hold it down when the trolls try to play. If you're out of line, court adjourned for the day. But when Jason logs in with that deep hello sound, the ladies in the chat, man, they all fall down. Take it, 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 take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the spice, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial, trial. When the sun goes down and the cases get deep, after dark gets spicy, no secrets to keep. Taboo topics, big laugh, slap, happy crew. Sweet Pea says behave, but we never really do. It's opinions, confessions, stories untold, but we handle it with heart like the chat made a goal. Take it to trial, from day to night and every wild mile. Sweet Peas million strong with her trademark style, and the fam in the chat always makes it worthwhile. Turn it up, show some love, hit the like on sight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial.
Happy Saturday. I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, it's Saturday. Shoot, it's been a while since I done streamed on a Saturday. Wowzers. But you know, it is what it is. What I wouldn't want to be any other place but with you guys. I tell you, unless I'm somewhere at brunch having mimosas, then I might have to dish y'all. Hopefully everybody's weekend is getting off to a great start. Today we are going to do our part 2 to our road to justice for Jared Bridegan. I hope that maybe if you had some time, if you missed part 1, that you had an opportunity to go look at part 1 of it. I'll do like a short recap of it. I'm not gonna go like way into it. We just kind of like got all the way up into the investigation portion where Henry Tenon was arrested. In part 1, we learned who Jared was. We walked through the relationship with him and Shayna, and that ultimately kind of brought us to this February the 16th, 2022 date. We got into his relationship with Christian. Yeah, I believe her name is, Christian. I be getting names. They be all just getting mixed up in my mind. Like with all these cases. But, so we got into his new relationship with his new family. We got into, we heard the 911 calls that were placed in. It was a total of 3 of them. And also the evidence that kind of started the investigation into Mr. Henry Tenon. Today we are going to be changing gears just a little bit and just talking about the investigation and how the investigators went from Jared being ambushed. Like, that was the theory, that he was just ambushed. Remember, there was a tire in the road. He got out. He had his 2 year old baby in the car. His 2 year old daughter was in the car. He had just dropped the twins off back at their mom's house after having dinner. Shared parenting going on at this point in time. He got out. Investigators originally thought that he was ambushed, then, but after looking at video surveillance and seeing this one truck that kept spinning this block, time after time after time, they was like, we probably need to figure out why, And of course, he started looking into it, and now we have a total of 3 arrests that have been made, and what prosecutors are calling a redrawn for hire conspiracy. And the first major break in this case was Henry Tenon. So we're going to get into what investigators found about and identified with Henry Tenon, and how, I mean, this guy, like, how he claims something that eventually he come back. But we'll get into it as we go down the line. But let me go ahead and start off with our good mornings and our good afternoons, and then we'll get into our case that we have today. Good afternoon, Morel. This should be like early evening. It's almost early evening there. You should be preparing dinner. Hey, Christine, good morning. Hey, SD, good morning. Hey, Lynn, good afternoon. Just turned afternoon. Where you at? Jason, almost afternoon. I'm about to get this stuff together. Film, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome in. Hey, Angel Eyes, good morning. Hey, LaDonna, what up, though? Hello. Hey, Martina, good early evening to you. Hey, Gabber. Awesome. Love to see everybody here in order to get this information. Now, just so y'all kind of know, we will have a part 3. I am going to probably schedule that for tomorrow. We are supposed to go into court on Monday. Monday will be busy here over at Take It to Trial. I don't even know how we're going to complete all this shit. I have not figured it out. I'm going to mentally try to figure it out tomorrow. So just so y'all know. So we will do part 3 to this tomorrow. I don't know, Martina. I'm like, God, I tell you, damn. It's like, I'm like, it's so much. Like, they keep doing these crimes. I need them to stop criming so much. Or if they gonna be criming, let's crime on different parts of the doggone world. I mean, they doing so many crimes. Good morning, Susie. Yeah, just so many crimes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got Courtney tomorrow on Monday. We have LC on Monday. We have this trial where jury selection starts on Monday. I'm assuming that the trial part won't start into the afternoon at the earliest. I think it's going to take them some time in the morning to actually pick a jury. We will do Courtney, her plea deal. I just don't know how that's going to affect with LC, with Lindsay. But I mean, I've seen, and I do want to see the cross-examination. I would love to see it in real time, but I don't think, if I'm trying to do the Courtney situation, I don't think that we'll be able to do LC at the same time, like real live time. So you say Keefe D starts Monday. Everybody criming. Yeah, you got the Tupac redrum trial that starts Monday. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about. I didn't even think that. I don't know. I guess for the Tupac redrum, I was kind of like on the. I didn't know if I really want. I didn't. I may watch that like in the background, but I didn't think I wanted to cover it. Even though I do love me some Tupac, and I love everything about him. I didn't know if I. I don't know if I don't know if I really. I don't know what my thoughts is in regards to Keefy D, in regards to how this is all playing out in regard, because he did a lot of self snitching, right? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know. So maybe I think that what I would like to do for that one is maybe do some recaps on it each day, and I want to start learning how to, if we cannot be fully engaged in a complete trial, I would like to start recapping some of them. So besides, I don't mind looking at some stuff in regards to looking at some photos or something of Tupac. Yeah, and then they got another case in Dallas with Yella Beezy that I'm really like keeping my eye on. That is supposed to start later this month. So I'm like, okay, I can't. I don't know, cause y'all know this trial right here. This is like a back-to-back trial, so it's not just one trial. It's gonna be two trials. We'll have Mario that goes on trial next week, and then his ex-wife, who was his wife at the time, Shayna, she'll be going on trial the week after. So I'm like, they're gonna take up the rest of August. So I gotta figure this out. So yeah. So maybe I'll do a like a little poll or something for you guys so we can kind of figure it out. Like what we're gonna I guess what we could do and what we can do. We'll figure it out. Cause I think Keefy D, I think he cooked. I don't think that's no the reason why that was another reason why I didn't want to go in there. Like I think he like fried. Like flip his bologna over, whatever his fried egg ass, or I think because he didn't went out here and did too much. But Yella Beezy is so much reasonable doubt there. It's another redrawn for hire that I think that he's going to be able to. I think that he'll be able to beat his case, and so I'm more interested in like people that can probably beat they stuff, like get past it, than anything else. Yeah, Jason, you want to go into court for us and get our jury for the Yellow Beezy case? You down there close to Dallas, right? Look, heh heh. How far is it to drive for you again? Things that make you go, Yeah, this month and next month is gonna be very, very busy. That's what I can tell you. Yeah, he can go in there and peek in at the jury for us. Hmm. Oh, it's 4 hours away. Okay, okay. We would have to take over collection for a hotel and gas for you. That's too far. Oh no. Nah. No, thank you for that one. Okay, so let's do this because I'm not gonna hold you guys here for a extreme amount of time. We are on a Saturday, so I'm not gonna do that. But I will put a poll on our community page, and we'll see. Um, listen at him. Oh boy, he's so silly. It's not next week, so now what you gonna do? Oh shoot. You say you get sent out to Dallas. Um, the trial doesn't start next week, Jason. His trial starts more towards the end of the month, like the 24th or so, somewhere around there. So, um, not to mean to confuse you. I'm just trying to prepare not to put too many stuff on too much on our plate. Considering next week we'll be going the third week of LC. Um, Still very interesting in that trial. Sometimes when trials are so long, like I really want trials to be 5 days. But sometimes when trials get so long, I be like, I'm out. But her trial is still very interesting. It's very controversial, and it's one of those cases where I don't know. I don't know what the outcome gonna be. Some of these cases, I'm like, Keefe D. I'm like, I think he gonna be found guilty because he did a lot of self snitching. Um, Yellow Beezy, I think that he has a very good chance to beat in this case. And I only say that because if the prosecutors had enough information in his case, he is charged with a capital redrum in Texas, which could carry a sentence of life or DP, depending on which way they have it, and he out on bail. So that tells me that the prosecution may not have as good of a case as they think they have, because if not, then he probably would have been in jail. He probably would not have been able to get out on bail. Okay? So, so that's in regards to that part. So just like trying to figure out, a lot of different things. So I don't want to put too much on our thing. But okay, let's get into our part 2. Let's start here. Okay, so our Road to Justice part 2, the investigation unravels. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I wish people would stop thinking they can get away with this type of stuff. So I'm gonna put a question in the chat for you guys. I'm gonna put a poll question up for us. Let me get that in here before I start going over this information. And see what you guys think. I should have had it in here in the beginning, but I didn't put it over here. Sorry. Money. So that gives y'all something to kind of think about as we go through our case details today. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So we got that up. I should have had that up just to trying to get an idea of what you guys think about that. Okay. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into it, baby. Okay, so our first big break in the case, as you seen last time, we had seen where we saw a Ford. I believe it was like a Ford or something. I want to say it was a Ford. Like driving away from the scene. Of course, they did their surveillance when got ring camera footage, different footages from different surveillance from houses and things like that in order to piece together, the time before and after. If you don't know anything, guys, the people that are even thinking about doing a crime or setting up a crime, guys, they have cameras everywhere. And especially if you're going down there to rock out in Florida. Florida has cameras on buses, if you got to pay a toll, if you stop at a stoplight, if you ride past somebody's house, if you're sitting at a light. Please, guys, all my Floridians, this is what I'm going to call y'all. Don't do it. Don't be like Nike and just do it. I'm telling you, don't do it, because they're going to find you on the dang on camera. Oh my. All the people in Florida get caught and they all on damn camera. So But with that being said, that's how we kind of started to piece together and how the evidence, the first major break became where they were able to identify Henry Tenon as a key suspect. Now, investigators learned that he actually rented property owned by Mario Fernandez Salada. So, what? Saladana. I'm gonna say Saldana. Saldana. Arr, I'm not, it don't have an R, so I don't have to roll. So yeah, Saldana. Um, who is the first person that will go on trial next week? The landlord tenant connection is what kind of gave them the where they started investigating a little bit more. Now, it's very important because Henry didn't publicly appear to have any type of relationship with Jared. And somehow, with them piecing together, they were able to find out that he stayed in one of Mario's properties. So once the investigators had Henry's name, the investigation was just like no longer like who pulled the trigger. It became like who is Henry connected to? And that's where, different names started coming in. And of course, now once you get to Mario, you like, okay, who is, his wife, Shayna. So it just started once they found one, it just was a ripple effect. Now, of course, him living in Mario's property, it does not prove this conspiracy by itself, but as an investigator, of course, that was a lead. You now have your suspected gunman, and suddenly you find there's a relationship between the man who's connected to Jared's ex-wife. So they start digging. So apparently, Tennant had been renting the place where he was at that was owned by Mario for several years. So before we follow any connection further, let's take a moment and look at take a moment to look at what investigators actually, when they actually take him into custody. It's like, I don't know, he was like riding around. It's kind of funny because I'm gonna pull up the clip of his arrest video, and they were kind of like riding around, and all of a sudden him and his homies. So this was literally, just so you guys know for reference, this was on August the 18th. Wait a minute, let me just pull it up because I can see it, but I can't see it. So this is August the 18th, 2022. And just so y'all know, this was this video that I'm about to show y'all was way after the redrum, because for a period of time while they were investigating, there were times and periods where they even had a reward out for Jared's murder, like any information in regards to his murder or anything. So this right here, where he was pulled over, and we're gonna watch some of the body cam footage. It happened August the 18th, 2022. As you know, the incident happened in February, so we talking about 6 months later, when they first had this first major break. But let's go in here and see. Let me pull it up. I mean, like him and his homies, they just like riding around, kicking it, no worries. I was like, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder, were they look like they probably have been to me high, like involved in like drugs at the time. Oh man. But let me get this on here. Let's see. So we can watch this. I think I'll put it on here. Let me see which one I want to put it on. I'll put it on this one. Okay. So this is them pulling him over. This is August the 18th, 2022. Let's go in here and check it out.
Yeah, coming down on Edgewood. Yeah, it ain't the end of the world, my guy. You got your ID on you?
So, you know, they're asking for his identification. I hope that y'all can hear.
Oh, okay, I got you. Do they got IDs on it? Could they roll down this window and talk my phone?
It doesn't roll down. Y'all got IDs on you?
I do. My window don't roll down, sir.
I ain't got my wallet. I can tell you my name.
Okay.
Quit crying.
William Ravel.
What is it?
I can spell it to you. It's William.
I mean, they got anything and everything in this car, guys. Like, we got a total of 3 people in the car. I see a dog in the car. Like, I don't know if these people were living out of this car, but, I mean, they definitely riding deep up in here.
H-R-A-B-A-L.
H-A-R-B-A-L.
No. H-R-A. H is silent.
H-R.
H-R-A, yeah.
H-R-A.
B-A-L. Yeah.
B-A-L.
William.
How do you pronounce that?
Ravel. It's the H is silent.
It doesn't. Oh my gosh. It does not like the spelling of your last name.
Officer,
What's your date of birth,
using
sir?
his notes
8/31/89.
on his iPhone.
Alright. Here's 94. Y'all headed to work?
No, I'm going to the clinic and then I'm going to work.
Oh,
They go to work. We go to the methadone clinics.
which one? The one over on Arlington?
Ellis.
Ellis Road.
Oh, the Ellis Road one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He gives us a ride, and then
I got you.
they go to work.
Where y'all stay at?
Right down. We
Where-
all live right there on 12th and 18th.
Okay. Where you stay at, sir? 80.
Oh, every day.
So they just going through the officer, kind of asking them questions to get their
Kinda looks like a
information so they can identify them. I am going to try to get us past this part.
B-A-L.
B-A-L?
Yeah.
That's what, come here. Well, that's that port of Napkin.
Couple minutes.
I didn't go.
Dang,
Come here, Prince. That's what he said. At home, and I know you can go to jail now with not having your ID sometimes.
No, usually it takes me.
So they have Henry out of the car and they kind of explaining to him why they pulling him over.
Absolutely. Our job is to try and find where some of the stolen firearms. Our job is to try and acquire any kind of stolen firearms that we can find. So generally what we like to do is we like to take a look in each car, see if we can find the firearm, trace them back to any kind of motives. Do you have anything in there?
12 gauge shotgun that we looking for.
Okay.
Really? We finally got it cleaned up so I can recognize what it is.
Okay. Well, no, hold on. Is it, besides that, I'm not too worried about that, especially if it's like an antique kind of deal. Is there anything else that you can look for? Ghost knives, dead
No.
bodies, nothing of
So,
such?
might found a razor knife, box cutter, little pocket knife.
So tools of the trade, but nothing illegal.
Nothing crazy that's outlandish.
No bombs, no bazookas, no grenades.
Me and my partner take a look real quick, and then we'll try and get you up out there, okay? Yeah, do you just want to step back here with me? Okay, you don't have anything on you, right? No guns, nothing like that? Okay. I'm just going to pat you down real quick. We're just going to go through our little routine, get you out here, okay? Alright, partner, if you just stand over there by my push car for me. And you said these are just friends of yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have them stand at the front. Hey, you mind stepping out for me real quick?
Yeah.
You don't got nothing on you. Turn around for me.
That shit.
All right, just want to make sure. Just to make sure. All right. Cool. All right, if you stand at the front of the car, just stand up there for me.
Can I light a cigarette now?
Yeah. You don't got nothing on you, do you?
Oh, no, sir.
You got a lighter on your feet?
Yeah. Make sure the top don't get out.
Yeah, I'll close this door real quick.
Much for getting there early.
Yeah.
You got gloves?
I do. Yeah, if you don't mind putting that chair for me.
If you got yours on you, I'll just stand back here. How old's your dog?
Huh?
How old's your dog?
14 minutes.
Oh, dang, still a puppy.
Yeah.
Pretty little dog. Hello. You probably smell mine.
Yeah, but watch him go. He will snap sometimes.
Oh, yeah? Well, he looks like he's all lovey.
Yeah, with me. That's it. Sometimes a friend of mine bit him on the leg yesterday for some reason or another. They were playing. And he got tired of playing, I guess. I just bit him. I said, dang it.
Yeah. He gonna trip you up. You better. You like this Crown Vic? Shit, we used to have old police Crown Vics. They were.
That's just a nice riding car and very few problems.
Yeah.
Yep.
How long you had it? You the original owner?
No, I'm not. It belongs to Joseph Order.
Who?
Joseph Order.
Okay.
So this car.
Is that your friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he ain't had no major problem out of it. What? Remember one time he rebuilt the front end on it?
So as you can see, they're searching his trunk. They're looking. I guess maybe he has been living out there. I already checked. I sent Ruth a message. I don't know how she got blocked off the channel. I did unblock her, and I sent her a message on Discord, guys, to let her know. So I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure. I know it was an accident by somebody, but I'm not sure. But she was on the block list, so I did, and I have made sure she is unblocked. So we just have to be a little bit more careful. Yeah, because I'm not sure exactly how she got blocked, but it's all fixed, and I sent her a message on Discord. I probably need to check my list once a week. That's probably what I need to do to make sure people are not being active. You know, I think sometimes YouTube be just doing stuff. So they are right here. They are checking his vehicle, his passengers. They are out of the car. They're running all their information. I don't know what they do with the dog. I don't know what they do with the dog, but the only person that I know and that I'm aware of that actually went to jail is Henry. So let's go. Let me see if he says anything.
I'm on the side where they collect the materials to repair and build with.
Okay.
Take the old pallet, break them down, collect the material, process it.
How long you been doing that?
Right at 31 years.
Golly. Daggone.
Started out repairing with the forklift operator. That hourly pace was just too slow.
Okay.
So I went back to the production side, ended up repairing again and building. Then I ended up disassembling.
Okay.
And for the past 14, 15 years, I've been disassembling pallets.
Do y'all have like special tools to disassemble them?
Yeah, special machine. Bandsaw, horizontal bandsaw.
Is it?
It's that fast-paced work for the volume that they need.
Yeah.
We got to get at least 500 pallets of start a day in order to have enough material from day to day in order to keep the repair going.
Do y'all ever find that it's hard to get the nails out, or do y'all even try to get the nails out? You just leave the old ones in?
Oh, easy.
So right now, him and the officer, they just having small talk. Officer playing like they want to be the friend, and you see that the other officer is kind of like searching the car. No harm, no foul. Eventually, they do put his in the car, right? Eventually, they do put him in the car, and they do take him downtown, or whatever, the police station. What I will tell you guys, that once they, arrest him today, on August 18th, 2022, investigators move from, they end up charging him. And Henry was initially charged with second-degree redrum, conspiracy to commit redrum, accessory after the fact, and child abuse allegation, and that was related to the baby. Remember, we have a baby inside of the car, so that was in relationship to the baby that was inside the car in regards to the child abuse, guys. Just so you guys are aware. I won't play the entire arrest video. What I can also tell you is that I do have the entire interrogation video. It is a total of 6 hours long. I'm not gonna play it during the stream. What I will do for us is, for anybody that wants to see it, I'm gonna record it, and I'll put it. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it as a premiere or not, because I know some people really like listening to interrogation videos, and I'll get that out there for everybody to watch. With his interrogation, I was like, 6 hours. Like, what could he be talking about? But I noticed that most of it is just watching him, and I was like, I know I don't want to definitely watch him, and I couldn't get it all recorded in enough time for today's presentation. But no worries, you guys will see pieces and parts of it at different points in times. Anyways, okay. So, as I stated, I'll get that portion to you guys out there. But what I do want to play for you guys today is, I do want to go after they arrested him. Of course he's in custody, right? I do have 3 of his jail phone calls that we're going to listen to. Let me get those queued up, and we'll go into listening to his jail calls, guys. Give me 1 second. I don't know. For some reason, people think that they're not listening to their jail calls, but they are, and we were, and yeah, and thank you. Like, I don't know. For some reason, they like to be talking that talk and stuff on the calls. So, of course, he got caught on the phone talking some talk. They have everything in here. Wiretaps. We got all types of mess. Like, they got warrants for stuff for wiretaps. I'm like, what were these people thinking? Text messages. Everybody telling on everybody. It's going to be very interesting. So, here is the first call that we're going to listen to. I'm going to get it pulled up.
For English, for a collect call, please enter your 10. At the beep, repeat the phrase. With Global Tellink, my voice is my password.
With Global Teller, my voice is my password.
Please enter the area code and phone number you are calling now. Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Arthur.
an inmate at the John E. Goody pretrial detention facility. To accept this call, press your current balance is $17.25. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Uh, 31st of March. Okay. Try to get down there. I'll get, figure out how to get down there and see if I can get in a holiday. Do it, but it may not be able to get in there, right?
You might be able to get into the audience set.
Uh, oh, okay.
Definitely won't be able to get into the set. Where we'll be at.
Yeah.
So these are Henry's jail calls that we are currently listening to. It's just funny because I can't hear who's on the other side of the call. Let me see. Mm, Let me see if call number two, if that one plays a little better for us. Because call number one, I can't make out what's going on.
For English, press 1. Para español, oprima 2. For English, press 1. Para español, oprima 2. For a collect call, press 0. Please enter your 10-digit booking number followed by your 4-digit. At the beep, repeat the phrase. With Global Tel-Link, my voice is my password.
With Global Tele, my voice is my password.
Please enter the area code and phone number you are calling now. Please enter the area code and phone number you are calling now. Please state your name at the beep.
Henry.
Please hold. Please wait while your call is being connected. Please hold. Hello, this is a free call from
Henry.
an inmate at the Johnny Goody pretrial detention facility. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Okay, I'm gonna leave these phone calls alone. I have no clue. Like I don't. It's like it goes through all the global tail link and all of this good stuff, and then it's nothing. He says his name Henry, and then it just like goes to like pure silence. Like I don't hear anything. At least from my end, I'm not hearing anything. I don't think I'm hearing anything. Did y'all hear? I didn't hear anything. And I be trying not to have both of my head because it be like it be about ready to blow out my eardrums. I don't know. I'll check and see about those. We'll work on. We'll just continue on with what we got going on today. Um, in regards to that, so let's do this. Let me get this together. So we know that this was the first major break in the case, and we kind of went through that portion. Of course, he's arrested from suspicion to action, right? And this is like almost 6 months afterwards. So he's booked into Duval County jail on charges that related to Jared Brightigan's redrum. Following his arrest, and of course, investigators continue to interview Henry. As I stated, I will post his 6-hour interview at some point once it gets completed. So following his arrest, of course, they started gathering the evidence, seeing who was connected to. They already had some ideas in regards to Mario and Shayna, right? Because they found out his connection to living in Mario's property. Once the arrest knew, it leads to additional stuff with the investigation. I am going to when we go into this, like, this is where it gets like, okay, all the evidence against him. Okay. And he decided to take a plea. Just for those that did not know, he originally, that was make this case really, really strange because he decided that he wanted to take a plea. I do have a plea agreement. We'll take a look at that and just kind of glance over it. But after he took the plea agreement, he decided, and he did this in 2023. He came back and he decided to take his plea back. So we'll look at, I do have the video of that portion, but let's go into like actually looking at his plea agreement really quickly. Which I don't understand why he did that. Like to, decided not to complete his plea because it sounded like they all cooked. I think that I don't know what his thought process was in that. Let me get it up. And I really think that we're gonna like the judge that is involved in this case. Her name is London Kite. She seemed like she a good judge, at least from everything that I've seen so far. Sorry, my screen, I had it pulled up and then it kind of went down on us. But let me get his plea up here so we can see it. Tenon. Okay, here we go. That's the one good thing about Florida. They have everything down here for you to see, and I do mean everything. It's like no holds bars with them. Like, here you go. You need it? We're going to show it to you. You absolutely can see it. Okay, so here's the plea agreement that he signed. It was filed, as you can see, March the 16th, 2023. His plea of guilty with a negotiated sentence. He said, at this time, I wish to withdraw my prior plea of not guilty if one has been entered. and instead enter a plea of guilty because I am guilty of the offenses as outlined in the plea form and in the plea colloquy. He pleaded guilty to second degree redrawn with a weapon, degree, life with no minimum, I guess, I don't know if this is mandatory, and $15,000 as the fine. Now, I don't know if that really seemed like a plea deal, because I mean, it sounded like he was getting life, but I don't know. I don't know if that was taking the DP off the table, because originally they did seek the DP, but I don't know if the DP was originally sought on for him. And that's just me being honest. I don't know if it was sought for him. So he said that he wanted to be adjudicated guilty on that count. That he is not entitled to any type of pre-sentencing investigation. The victim has been notified and things of that nature. So that was things that they did. Of course, he signed right here. We see his signature. This is on the 16th day of March, 2023. We got our judge. We got our attorney, his attorney that signed. He's probably the only person that has a public defender. I promise you. I don't know for sure, but I bet you he is the only one that has a public defender. I only say that because yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the only one that has a public defender. Everybody else probably got somebody representing them. So that is the plea agreement that he entered into in regards to this case. And as I stated, he then came back and he said, no. I was forced. I was trying to stop the judge, because they do go in front of the judge even after they sign this form, or when they sign this form, they, before or after they go in front of the judge has to say, make sure you are in sound mind, body, and spirit. You're not on any alcohol or any drugs or anything that's preventing you from making a good decision in regards to this. And so he went in front of the judge and he, of course, he stated that, this is what it was. And then he decided, no, I don't want to do that. So at the beginning of this year, well, I want to say about maybe 5 or 6 months ago, he decides to go back into court and he says this, and we'll listen to this.
I'm going to make sure.
So there's our judge, London M. Height.
Okay, so I was looking at the case that was just, I guess, kind of tagging along. There was nothing related to this motion in that 22 case, correct? Okay. All right, so we are operating on the motion that was filed in 23 CF 888. Ms. Schlatt.
Yes, Your Honor. On Friday, we did file this motion to withdraw plea pursuant to 3.170 subsection F. And specifically, we're asking this court to use her discretion and allow Mr. Tenon to have a trial on the merits in his case. Your Honor, we have not alleged any wrongdoing. We are just simply asking the court to use her available discretion, since Mr. Tenon has not been sentenced, to set this case for trial and proceed to trial.
What's a good cause?
We are not articulating a good cause, Your Honor. That's why we are simply asking under 3.170 for the court to use her ability to grant a trial on the merits.
Okay.
And the state has no objection to the court granting that motion and move forward with trial. At the same time, the state is not filing a motion from the state's perspective, to have the defendant's plea agreement undone. And the state will have no objection to the court proceeds to sentencing right now, or in the next few weeks with the defendant. So we leave it up to the court's discretion. We have no objection to the granting of the motion.
So my concern is that I just want to ensure that it's bona fide. That I don't, whatever path to resolution, it obviously does not, I don't care. But I do care about how an individual is charged with a crime wants to resolve his case. So if you don't mind, I'd like to inquire of Mr. Tenon, just to make sure that it's bona fide. And this is what he wants to do, because I'm assuming that the state isn't going to go back and forth as well, like with plea offers. And is there anything that you want to put on the record related to Mr. Tenon's decision for him to consider?
Not from the state's perspective. We're willing to go to sentencing right now, it's made clear, and we're willing for the court to grant it and go to trial. And that's the state's position.
All right. All right, Mr. Tenon, if you come forward, please.
Mr. Tenon, will you raise your right hand as best you can, sir? Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
All right, good morning, Mr. Tenon. So, reason, do you understand what I said to your lawyer?
Do I know what?
Did you understand what I said to your lawyer?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about it?
No.
All right, so the reason why you're before me is because there was an information filed in your case, it looks like way back in February 1st of 2023. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. And then after that, there was a plea entered that there was an agreement that was reached by you in the state of Florida in this case, correct?
Yes.
All right. And then your case, ever since I met you, has been kind of tracking along. And then on Friday, there was a motion filed indicating that you no longer want to enter a plea of guilty.
Correct.
All right. So my purpose in talking to you is just to determine whether you've had enough time with Ms. Schlax to discuss this matter with her.
Yes, we've got enough time.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so if I do grant it, she's asking me to use my discretion, which means the state of Florida is willing to, I guess, keep whatever plea agreement you have entered in with them. That is what is it, 15 years to what? 15 years to life. Okay. Or Ms. Schlack's motion says that you want to try.
I didn't quite understand all of that here in the last.
Okay. What then? Do you want a moment with her?
I heard it, didn't understand it.
Move the microphone away, Ms. Schlack.
Okay.
So what do you want? Let me just put it simply. What do you want to do? Do you want to maintain your plea or do you want to try?
No, I want to try.
All right. You got it. It's granted.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. The motion will withdraw. His plea is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
We will proceed with discovery if we could have a pass date of approximately 3 weeks, Your Honor.
Has there been any participation? I don't think so.
My depositions, I have not. My first task will be getting transcripts for all the positions that have previously been taken.
Okay. So if the state would please facilitate that by, I think you filed in the Mario Fernandez case, basically what has been accomplished. So if you could forward what you filed in their cases, they, for my purposes, have indicated that they have been deposed already, And that should hopefully give you an opportunity to see what transcripts that you should work. Okay. What's the state's status on the discovery in this case? Okay. Does Mr. Tenon's case have the same level of electronic?
No, but I'll provide everything that I provided both co-defendants. So we'll still get, even if it may or may not be relevant to this case, we'll still get the entirety of the discovery that's been provided.
All right, now that Mr. Tenon is back in basically a pretrial posture, what is the state's intent?
To try it.
When?
As soon as Ms. Schleins and court are available, we're available. So, obviously, she has to be caught up to speed, and I don't think August is realistic for her to do that.
Well, he's not joined, so I mean, I would set a different date. That would be my intent. Okay, so what we'll do, tell me what your availability is.
I would suggest, Your Honor, March 16th, Monday.
I'm out then.
The next Monday, the 23rd.
Is the state available?
So guys, just to kind of interrupt, I think we didn't heard enough of exactly just hearing. He seems like he's still like confused in regards to what is exactly going on, in my opinion. Which to me is like kind of concerning. It seems, and y'all could tell me and put a one in the chat. I think I heard it correctly. Like it was 15 years to life, or did I miss something? At least from what I could tell. Or did y'all catch that too? Was it 15 years to life? Cause I'm almost thinking that if it was 15 years to life, I almost my guy should have probably took this. He probably should have, took this 15 years, and he's been in, in here for a while at this point in time. So I no, he's supposed to Gabber. He's the allegedly the pewer. Yes, 15 years. Yeah, he should have took that plea. So, but he still doesn't seem like he understands and he wants to go to trial. So I think that he was up under the impression that, hey, if I don't testify or I don't go to trial, then I don't have to testify. Because at first, of course, with his plea agreement is you're pleading to this, and if you plead, you have to be truthful, you have to be forthcoming, you have to testify. And he was like, he did want to testify. I think that when I originally found out that he wasn't going to testify, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how is the prosecutor going to get this case to stick? Or what are they going to do, without his testimony of implementing, and including Shayna and also Mario into this fold of things. But it appears that they don't need his information anyways. They had applied for wiretaps where they have different people on these taps, including him, of course. But I definitely think that he should have took that deal. Let's see here. So we continue to follow our evidence. Here we go. I can tell you now, investigators were able to, of course, you want to follow the money. When all else fails, you follow some money. It's allegedly that Henry received a total of $10,000 in regards to this, and they're saying that's in payment for this allegedly crime of the conspiracy of the unaliving of Jared. Those checks were sent out and signed by Mario, who is Shayna's husband, coming out of their I'm assuming their business account for First Choice Home Rentals. One check had, as you can see, Kickstarter, good luck. I think another check for like $3,000 had something like for, they had it for like, I think lawn service. It was like different things that they were putting on there. Um, so it was different things that they were putting on the bottom of the check to try to act like it was something different. But clearly, of course, now they're going to be seeing that all of these things go towards payment for the crimes that he committed. The other thing that I found, and this is just a side note of me being nosy, did y'all notice, like, and that's why I say he must have been on some type of D-rugs when he first got pulled over, because he was like all of skinny and like he looked totally like, I didn't even think it was the same person when he came in for his plea agreement. Like he looks like big and scary. I'm like, he is definitely eating all the meat and potatoes and having a good time with the ramen noodles all the way around. I'm like, oh my goodness, he is eating good up in there. But that is just a difference for me to be seeing. So we have where the detectives compared the financial records and the phone records and other evidence. And of course, they continue to follow the evidence. And yeah, seeing these big, large payments, one for $5,000, one for $3,000, and one for $2,000. Like, why are you paying him any money? He's not doing that much yard work. Hey, Christian, welcome in. Welcome in to anybody else that I have not mentioned or seen. I can't tell. Sorry. Yeah, I think I got everybody. Okay, cool. So let's move on. So we have that portion, and so of course the bank records, phone records, all of that stuff kind of puts him dead center in the middle of all of this stuff. I really think he should have took this deal. Wow. So when they arrested him on in August of 2022, the body cam footage that we just seen, they actually was able to get him in on unrelated felony driving charges. So that's how he was kind of brought in. When he was driving that F-150. So of course, when we seen him, he was not in the F-150. It was a different vehicle at the time. They did do a search warrant, and it was executed at the 5239 Potomac Avenue. When the warrant was executed in that vehicle, 4 occupants inside his residence. I won't name their names. They did search his residence, and it was conducted, and interests were collected as far as like clothing, anything that they found, work boots, different things like that, was collected for evidence. His cell phone was recovered during the search at the same address. And of course they did their digital download and things on that. Let's see here. So of course, and we followed the financial records. And so as far as the phone history from January 5th to January 29th, 2022, Henry Tenon traveled to Jacksonville Beach following the same route that Jared Bridegan would have taken on that night. So they had like cell phone activity showing that Mario and Henry were in a vehicle and they were actually driving the route. I guess maybe Mario was trying to show him where to do things at. And they were able to get that all with Google location. So they like pre-mapped, pre-looked, pre-designed this out, okay? So these is all the things that the detectives have gathered together. So now we move into the portion where Mario is arrested. They're looking at Mario, right? So the investigation unravels. He was arrested in Kissimmee, Florida. He was indicted by the Duval County Grand Jury, as you can see. Let's see here. What else? that I want to say in regards to him. Of course, he has the same 4 charges. I know at first they didn't go for the DP. They did have DP on the table. They did pull DP off the table. So he still has the first degree redrum. It is to my understanding that they did take off some charges, and we'll get into that when we get more into the courtroom footage tomorrow of some of the pretrial stuff that we'll see. Solicitation to commit a capital felony. We got the child abuse charge because we have the 2 year in the back. So there we go in regards to that. Now, investigators also obtained records showing repeated contacts between Henry and Mario around the relevant period. This became very important because we'll see that conflicting secondary source summaries are precise in regards to the May and June count. So a lot of calls, a lot of different things that happened there during that period of time. Let me get up Mario's. I do have his body cam footage. This is, you know, I'm like, you know, when you look at body cam, I don't know if anybody like is into like the body cam stuff, but when you're looking at body cam footage, it is amazing to me how these people like, when we look at, I'm gonna just show it, I'll pull it up, because I was like, dude, I would have been asking so many questions. They wouldn't even have been able to do the things or ask me the things that they are actually talking about in this video. Like, it just would not have worked with me, because I would have been asking so many questions that would have been like, no. So let me get his body cam up for us to look at. We won't watch it all, just kind of like giving y'all a glimpse of how when they were all arrested, since we do have the footage, just kind of nice to see at different points in times. Let me see. I gotta pull up my little playlist that I got going on. You know, gotta make me a playlist at different points in times. Let me see, view. Okay. Back. Yeah, I tell you that yellow beezy. Okay, here we go. Let me pull up his body cam for us. Body cam. They have different angles of it. Okay, I think this is his. Let me see. Let me just get it right.
1630s album.
Yeah, this is him. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was him before I put it on for us. Okay.
The reason why I'm pulling you over is you got a tag cover on your tag.
Okay.
And
So now listen to how when he pulls him over, this is what he's saying he pulling him over for. And I know they don't tell you, hey, we pulling you over because we want to do such and such and such and such and such and such. But I'm like, man, okay, just watch this mess.
yeah.
Do you know when we take it off?
Yeah, you mind stepping out of the car for me?
Sure.
All
Can I do I need to shut off my vehicle?
Yeah, you can shut it off.
Do I just need to rip it off?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Sure.
You got anything on your person? You come back here.
Hey, do you have any weapons on you or anything?
No.
I'm going to pat you down, make sure you don't have
Sure,
anything.
sure.
All right, swim for me. Just your keys?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take those off here real quick.
Sure. Do you have a bulge up here? What's in here?
Nothing. I have my, this is my wallet.
All right, you can come back here.
Sure.
Come back to my car real quick. Come back to my car. Come back to my car.
Okay.
You don't have it? You have your wallet on you, you said?
It's right here.
Activity 277.
Something wrong? What's that?
Just being detained, right? What's better?
You have a seat in my car, right?
It's 200 radios down.
728 Sierra.
Sarge, can you run that tag?
728 Sierra. Hotel 142 is going to need a 35. Shane, please, if you can send earlier one.
Hey, boss, go ahead and keep your feet in. Someone's going to come talk to you in just a second, all right?
Okay, sure. Jesse.
So I'm just stopping right there just to kind of give you my opinion. It is no way they would have been pulling me over for a tag cover and have me like pat me down, taking off my keys, go, and he ain't asked not one mother question, like no question. Like, no, like you need to, I'm asking a question. That's how I'm like, okay, he must have a guilty conscience, you know, because they already know that Henry is already arrested. Y'all can see this is on February 7, 2023. The incident happened in February of 2022. So we are talking about a year later. They do know that Henry has been arrested by this point in time, but it's no way I'm getting out of my car. Like the officers, to be quite honest, like I can get really like, the other day, just to give you just my mindset, the other day I was pulled over, right? And you know, I knew that she was going, I kind of figured she was going to pull me over, but you know, whatever. I call, you know, like cap, whatever. So, you know, you know how you stop at a stop sign and you making a right to, you supposed to make your right hand turns to the right lane, right? Well, I had somewhere to go and I had some things to do. So I made my right hand turn to the left lane because I did not want to get behind a slow person that was in the right lane because I already knew they was moving like a turtle. Anywho, she pulls me over, right? But I didn't think I was that egregious. Like I hadn't did nothing that egregious that she would be pulling me over. I'm like, okay, she must don't have anything to do. So as soon as she pulled me over, like before she can ask me any questions, I was asking her questions. Like, why did you nope. Before we do any exchange for my driver's license, why are you pulling me over? And then we'll go from there. You know, and she only gave me a warning, but nah, I would have had all types of questions. They probably would have took me to jail because my attitude, because nah, I want you to tell me why. Like, we gonna go from there. You know, like, nah. And no, she was like asking me, and it was so weird because she was like, well, do you have any weapons in the car? And I'm like, do I look like I got any weapons? And so I'm on the phone, because I was on the phone at the time, you know, on my Bluetooth headset. And, you know, I'm like, you know, because now I'm having two conversations. And I'm like, okay. And she like, are you on the phone? Well, yeah, I am on the phone. And you kind of interrupted my call. I could be an a-hole at times. Like, you kind of interrupted my damn call. You interrupted my call, and I'm trying to go do something. So move this stuff along. Like, my whole thing be like, okay, I know I'm legit. I don't have no warrants, but I mean, I guess they don't know that. But if you gonna be pulling me over, let's move this on, because like, she wasn't even gonna pull me over, but I think because the windows were tinted, she may have thought I was a guy. I don't know. So maybe she thought she was gonna be, you know, get the D-Rug bust of the year. I have no clue, because she wasn't even gonna do it. But she decided that I guess it was just so egregious. But anywho, I don't know how he got in his car and then he has not asked not one question except for, do you want me to pull the tag cover off? Huh? Oh, no. I would have had so many questions. So he's sitting in the back of the car. Let me see if I can get to a different point where we hear something, where they kind of tell him what's going on. Maybe they'll tell him what's going on. Read him rights or something. And it's so dark.
I'm sure you remember me.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I gotta read you this, alright?
Sure.
Alright. Whereas an application and affidavit made under oath and writing have been submitted this day in the undersigned judge of the 4th Judicial Circuit and in for Duval County, Florida. The facts made known to me have caused me to certify and find that there are probable cause to believe that a certain motor vehicle in Duval County, Florida, known and described as, it's going to be your truck, okay? It's your 22 Toyota Tundra, white, tag number KPRE38, VIN 5TFJA 5DB1NX008343. Hereinafter referred to as the vehicle, are being used for the purposes of concealing evidence related to crimes in violation of Florida State Statute 78204 1 Alpha, 78204 2, and 775087 1. The facts established the grounds for this application are set forth in this affidavit, and the affidavit being myself, Christopher Johns, of the Jackson Beach Police Department. You or either of you with lawful assistance may be necessary to include use of an unmanned aerial system pursuant to Florida Statute 93450 are commanded in the daytime or in the nighttime or on Sunday or at any occasion that may be required to enter and search the vehicle reasonably believed to be connected with the reference illegal activity for any property which may be connected to the crime described in this warrant. Alright? So we're going to be seizing your cell phone, your Samsung Galaxy A13 5G, as well as your Samsung Galaxy S21. Also, I will be seizing any other cellular or electronic devices relevant to the homicide and may become evidence of the homicide regarding Fernandez Saldana, and communications to Shanna Gardner, or any other individuals involved in the homicide of Jared Bradigan, or any instrumentalities possessed or used in connection with illegal activity, if property or any part be found. You're commanded to seize and secure property, giving proper receipt, and deliver a completed copy of the search warrant to the person in charge of the vehicle, or in the absence of such person, leave a complete copy where the property is located, and make a return of the search warrant within 10 days. Alright, do you have any questions for me?
So my vehicle, my phone is being seized.
Only your electronic devices are being seized.
Oh, not my vehicle.
This is a search warrant for your vehicle to
Okay.
seize your electronic devices.
Gotcha.
Okay, we're going to leave you with the truck.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay, and then... Okay. Can I send a message to my lawyer?
Nope, you can call them as soon as we're done with this from someone else's phone though, okay?
Got it.
Okay, here's that.
Okay.
Hang tight for me, alright?
Sure. Can I...
Slide your computer back in.
I can't have some air? Just...
I can see if you can roll in the window for you.
Anything?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
So I'm trying to see if he gonna say something. I didn't watch the full, most of the stuff I watched with y'all raw. So it's just like my live reaction for most of it. But trying to see if he gonna give a, because I don't know, they couldn't be sitting me back there. It's kind of dark. He reading it. You can see where he reading it. He reading it again. He said, let me look at it again. He said, hold it up to the light. I wish I could tell like when sound is coming through, but I think y'all get the gist of it in regards to his arresting. It won't let me, unfortunately, because where I found the actual footage at, guys, it won't allow me to like move past it. I can only like skip at 10 seconds of it at a time. Yeah, I know. It kind of like totally sucks sometimes, but wait a minute. Let me see if I can find another one just real quick. It may not be the entire thing, but I can probably skip through it. And Mario is the first one, just so everybody knows, that's going to be going on trial. His jury selection starts Monday. Let me see. Hey, cutie, how you doing? How you been? Let me see if I can get his body cam. Yeah, so here is and this is the one that I think that they actually took him. Wait a minute. Because remember, they told him he was going to be able to, they just wanted the search warrant for his truck. They wanted to take his electronics that he must have had on his person, right? So then this is the other arrest video that'll probably do us a lot more good, guys. And this one is going to be from March 16th, 2023. So this is just weeks afterwards, okay? So then they come back. He's going to be back in the same truck, and here we go.
Oh, alright. Hang on. Good.
Come on.
Well, you're the one to ask stuff, right? Because he's a cool. You're the one in charge. Well,
And there go my guy. Y'all know after the arrest, when they were checking the bank accounts and information, guys, he had $400,000 in his account. $400,000 in his account. He had $400,000 in his account. Okay.
The only keys that need to go to there is the vehicle keys, but
The other keys are yours?
The other keys are mine, correct?
Now, just so y'all know, I do not know why they are putting this black screen in front of the officers' faces. I don't know if this is like some kind of undercover team that kind of pulled him over, and that's why we getting this. Oh, we can't show the officer stuff, but yeah, here we go.
What does that mean?
She's a low rent. Low rent. Is it yours?
Yes. One second.
Go to where it says making a difference back there. Sure. So you're going in the back of my car. I'm going to search you real quick.
Sure.
Just wondering what your stands for. You got anything on you? Got anything on you?
No.
No?
Nope.
Really? You're always there on the right time. That works. Hey, first time in 10 years. You know, and you guys finally put your feet down. Like,
one more question. Can I get in contact with my brother about my dogs?
Who are your dogs?
I have 3 dogs. They're at a townhouse, but I just need my brother to be able to take care of them.
Okay, we'll take care of that. You're not going to
I'll
jail.
put you on the
right
other
now.
side.
Okay.
Yeah, can you trade out customers?
You want to trade them out now? Yeah. Can I help him?
Sure.
You can go back to how you were. Just lift your hands up.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yep.
Hey, no way if you put these in the front, right?
No.
That's not a thing.
It's against policy, man.
Got it.
Yep. Same type.
We'll carry that with you. That's his stuff.
Okay.
So this is a phone. It's on airplane mode. We're just gonna have you transport it up there.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take it.
Just turn it over to
Just hang on to it. We'll grab it. When we get there.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So you know what? Just get over. You can't take his stuff. Just
Okay.
You're out of it.
All right.
Excuse me, officer.
What's up?
Nobody told me like what's happening.
I'm just gonna take you, and they're gonna talk to you down there. Okay? They'll inform you of everything down there. I don't really know. They just called me to transport. All right.
Down where exactly?
To our headquarters.
Okay.
I've got your keys in your wallet and everything.
Keys, wallet, phone.
They still have your phone.
Is my phone coming with me?
I think so. I just got what they gave me, man. They'll bring everything else down there, okay?
Okay.
Head northeast. Then turn left. Turn right. Then
So this just appears that he's taking his ride down there to the station. Let's see.
in 500 feet, turn right onto the ramp.
Yeah.
Turn right onto the ramp.
I don't know if we need to hear, like, unless they about to be talking to each other. Let's see. I'll give it a minute. Yeah, unless the officer is like making small talk with him in this car. Yeah, that does me no good. Right, LaDonna. And just for being stupid about this. Okay, so anywho, they have him down there. He is now, in custody. This is as of March 16th, 2023. Guys, this is a little bit over a year after Jared was ambushed and gunned down. So approximately 13 months after this, Mario Fernandez is arrested. He is in Central Florida. As I stated, he was indicted by Duval County grand jury on the 4 charges. Um, let's see here. We have his arrest. Okay, and so now at this point in time, of course, our investigation should turn toward Shauna, right? We need her to approach. We need her to explain some things. Like, it's time to talk, ma'am. Right? So, Shayna Gardner, I'm probably going to be calling her Shayna, Shauna, all types of stuff. Shauna, Shayna. I know it's Shayna. Okay, whatever. So, Shayna, now let's get into our investigation in regards to her. Now we arrived at the third person that was ultimately charged, Shayna Gardner. And this is where I want to be kind of careful in regards to this because people have publicly speculated about Shayna long before the arrest, right? Because remember, she had moved. I don't want to say like she booked it, but she booked it in sort of kind of a way. She moved out of the area. I want to say it was kind of let me get the date she actually moved so I can give it to you guys. Um Shayna moved out. She moved away from the area January 2023. She moved over there where Cutie Pie is in West Richland, Washington. I think I seen it in the chat, Cutie Pie. Yeah, so she moved. So um, after all of this happened, a year later, she relocated. I'm not even sure I don't think she even relocated with Mario, but it says she. I mean, I don't even know if he went with her at this point in time. Okay, guys. Um, and just to kind of, I need to piggyback just a little bit in regards to Mario. Okay, so just so you guys know, March 1st, 2022, Mario did have his interview. So sorry, I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. At that point in time, Mario in the interview kind of stated that he attempted to contact Bride again after Marion, because of course they asked about the background. Marion Gardner, but he said Jared did not respond. He explained that his communication between the two families was typically through text messages and email. So he's just trying to give his position in the interview. He recounted the incident when he walked up to Bride again. So he was trying to, in his interview, like just kind of give some backstory in regards to his relationship with the family. Um, Mario also explained that the date night process when that day when Jared had came to pick up the children. When Jared arrived, he would send a text, and the children would just leave out of the house like normal to go greet their father. Upon returning home, the children would either enter through the garage that was open with a keypad, or open it with a keypad. Going through the garage if it was not open. So he was just kind of giving the logistics on how the drop off and pickups went from his perspective in the interview. Now, On the night of the incident, Mario described the events. This is what quote unquote he said. He stated that Jared arrived at around 6:30 and sent a text saying that he was here. The children returned home at the agreed upon time, which was 7:45 p.m. After Mario did not see the children enter the house, he said that he heard them enter. Um, at that time, he said he went to sleep and he was on the couch, and the children went upstairs. He noted and greeted Shayna, at the time when the children returned. So those was some of the things that he explained in his interview. Since I don't have his interview, I haven't been able to locate it just yet. But the only person's interview that I do have, like I said, is our Pew Pure, which is Henry, and I will get that up. So and I don't have Shayna's interview, but let's get back to Shayna. I just wanted to go back and kind of tell you guys about that because I did have some notes in regards to that. Okay, so back to our girl Shayna. So we have here where the investigation, of course, it turns to her. I think that it was more because of the contentions of the divorce. Like, guys, I have never seen a divorce decree, and I do have a copy of it. It is 800 pages long. Who has 800 pages worth of something in a divorce decree when we talk about two children? So, yes, they had a very contentious divorce. It seems like behind the scenes, the co-parenting was not all it was expected to be. And although a difficult relationship isn't necessarily evidence of the redrum itself, that's not what we asking. But a lot of people suspected Shayna. What were investigators like kind of doing to build their case? Because investigators were aware that Shayna and Jared had a contentious history, divorce, the co-parent. Because remember, she left him because she told him that she was not in love with him and she was in love with someone else. And also, then her connection that she has to Mario. Mario has the connection to the Pew Pure. So it's just a line of things that are going on. And especially with the financial evidence, although she didn't sign the checks, it's coming out of an account that her and her husband now, Mario, kind of own. So of course, the defense is like, well, no, well, you can't put that on her. You have to put that on him. But it's more to it in regards to Shayna. We're gonna go into where we listen to some interviews of some of her friends. Her name is Kim, but Kimmy, or KC, is some we'll hear as we go throughout the trial, where they had interviews where she was sending a text message to her friends in regards to her disgust in regards to Jared, how much she despised him, and even referenced him as being like made like a casserole. Like, if I can't make a casserole out of him, they using these code words that they think is a code word, then I want to try to get him put in jail. So she's talking to her BFF about this in like text messages. We do know we have communication with wiretaps. As investigators continue their investigation, they obtain court authorization from our Judge Kite, in order to tap their phone. So they intercepted communications involving devices associated with Shayna and others. Those wiretaps have since become a major pretrial issue. Although the defense wanted them out, they are coming in. They did have a big fight in regards to text messages, and we will get into all of that stuff with our next stream tomorrow. Some of the pretrial hearings that'll be important to see how they ruled on what evidence, and also the key to pretrial hearings is sometimes we get to hear evidence that maybe the jury is not going to hear for whatever reason the judge rules on it. Okay. So of course the state is allegedly like the plot and everything coming from this one right here. this chick, you know? So after, you know, a while, they did go and arrest her. August of 2023. So you see, they arrested Mario in March of 2023. They waited, and they waited, and then they came back and they arrested her. Okay? So let's look at her arrest video. I do want to show you, because I do have like the maps and stuff for that portion, but we'll get into that. But I am going to show you her arrest. Her arrest video. We'll go into her body cam for her arrest, and then I'm gonna show you some of the footage from her friends in there spilling the tea, and then we'll look at some of the text messages that are gonna come in. Let me see. So here's her arrest video. Is dated August the 17th, 2023. Now, mind you, she is in Washington at this point in time. So although they go out and arrest her, you know, they have to extradite her to Florida, guys. So it's not just like we go out there and arrest her and she gets to come back with us. They have to go through a couple things in order to get her there. So let's watch her video and pull her little ass out, pull her right out of this house. And
3026. They're making contact with the front door right now.
You know, we'll have to talk to these officers inside, okay?
I'm here, Shanna. I'm outside.
Oh, they're gonna call you. Oh, yeah. And
Do you want me to go get her shoes?
I'll get shoes on.
Yeah, is that okay? Is that okay? That's fine.
Abby? you have orders on the Instagram that is managing for you. You have orders to just have grandma help you get into. Where are your jeans, Mom? And over there. Medication in the morning. They're on my counter in my back. Are those the cheese? It was on the box. The Advert,
They let her take prescription medications with generally help. Or is that?
Yeah,
they'll let her take what she has, and then they'll order more if they have to. Yeah.
Do you want to get all my medications that are in the bathroom on the counter and then make sure under the right seat? Okay. And then the
We'll just need to see like if it's valid
well, the Advert is like a disc that you inhale the cortisone powder, and it doesn't have the prescription on it.
You have a medical person that will evaluate.
Oh, okay.
All that
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate this. You guys smiling for the ring here?
I got one good smile.
Shannon?
She's in the bathroom changing.
Oh.
So they're gonna need the prescriptions in their pill bottle.
I've only got one day in your pill caddy, Shannon. In your bathroom. Okay.
Prescriptions.
Yeah, I just don't know. I didn't know what they wanted to throw them in there. All the properties seem to be taken. Grabbed like 5 of those yesterday and I'm out.
Shanna, are there 4 of them?
Transporting.
We'll follow you there. Can we get her on the interview?
Yeah, they should have some in there. I'll let the COs know. Probably gonna have to do the booking process and then it should be good to go.
I think they want to take her to the PD first.
We could transport her to our PD. And,
That's what I'm saying. Can we get her to the PD first?
Oh, okay. I thought the jail.
We'll try right. Can I email you a form?
Yeah, are those 4? Are those 4? Yes.
They're changing games. That's the last thing I heard.
I think she's using the bathroom. Too.
I don't know what this asthma stuff is, but it's powder they buy won't let it in the jail.
I guess pills only, I think. It's gonna be the white vehicle back there. We'll go to the passenger side. Yep.
Bus stop.
Is that property?
Medicine. Good? I'm good, thank you. That's your medicines. I don't know what y'all want to do with it, but most of them are prescription. So we'll follow you over to...
So, the detective was saying going to the PD, we do have interview rooms.
Perfect.
Within the PD, so we could take her over there.
That's, yeah, that
pull her
works.
out.
Yeah, if you want to bring her there, and then we'll follow behind you and we'll go in.
Okay.
Okay.
So, just a heads up, I don't know if the jail is going to take anything not in the bottle. Okay. Otherwise, it looks like everything else is good to go.
I'll leave y'all up to whatever you guys decide.
We could try, but I think the jail will probably say no to that.
That's fine.
This is West 30. Could you pass me the SP primary, please? This is West 30. I just wanted to let you know I do have one female in custody, and I'll be transporting her to the jail, or to the PD. Yep. 1 second. Mileage is 10.1. Perfect, thank you. Getting any air back there? Is it hot back there? Not hot. I think my cage camera's not working. So I have to get my body cam on. What? Body cam will be turned off in the back lot of the PD where cameras are in view.
Today's episode is kindly brought to you by PDS Debt. As we all know,
I'm getting it now. I'm doing all this talking and stuff and just talking, and then I'm just muted. No, I had the doggone chat. I see Marilda calling me. I know. They can probably hear you now. I'm just the talking and shit. Like, damn it. Okay. I must not been a point important. Let me go back. Damn it. Look, the second time is the charm. Oh boy. Thanks, boo. I'm hanging up. I'm like, why is Marilda calling me? And she see I'm clearly on this shit talking. Like, and I'm talking. Y'all, do we have any lip readers? I need all my lip readers to stand in line. Ah, gosh. Okay. So I don't have Shayna's interview, guys, but during her interview time, when she was there, because I'm trying to read these notes that I have. They had a date night routine, and we heard Mario kind of speak about this date night routine. So their date night routine was initially scheduled from 5:45 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. I don't know if it was just this particular day it shifted, but it shifted to 6:30 to 7:45 p.m. around. Oh no, not on this day. It was on December the 21st, and that was because their daughter had gymnastics. Jared wanted to cancel date night, but the children did not. So his kids did not. So they kind of just adjusted the time. They were kept for the full duration. Whenever they were with him during this period of time of these date nights that originally changed in December of 2021 due to their daughter's gymnastics. Now, during the time of this date night, and I guess this is maybe what they called it, maybe this was time away where the kids would go with Jared and maybe her and Mario would have a date night. Or maybe they considered the kids with their dad their date night. I don't know which way is they're referencing it to, but that's what they called it, a date night. She said during this period of time when the kids were with Jared, she took a quick trip to Walmart. The usual routine, just like what Mario said, is that when Jared would come, he would say, hey, by text message, I'm here. The kids would come out through the garage, or when they return, they would go back in through the garage and use the keypad whenever it was needed. She said during the period of time when the incident happened, of course, to establish her alibi and her boo thing's alibi, she said, look, I was wearing headphones. I had just got back from Walmart. I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. She said Mario had a very severe headache, and so he was asleep. She mentioned that she seen her daughter outside, kind of waving bye to her dad as her dad turned around in the cul-de-sac on his way to the return home. During that period of time, he was heading toward the stop sign. The children mentioned that there was nothing odd about that evening except their dad was on a business phone call before he had dropped them off. In her interview, she also mentioned in regards to how the kids were coping, because remember, this was some time after. She was not arrested until August of 2023. The incident happened in February of 2022. So they kind of asked how the kids were. They did interview the kids also, guys, just to kind of get their timeline at that point in time. It was after that, but the kids were interviewed, just so y'all know. Okay. Now, just so we have some more information to piggyback off of it, the day before, let's go to February of 2022. Phone records revealed that Tenon and Mario had communicated 35 times during that month, which is odd, right? They didn't communicate like that. Like, he was probably like, where my rent at? Maybe once a month when Henry was late with rent or something like that. But to communicate 35 times, that seemed odd to them. The day before the redrum, February the 15th, 2022, Fernandez, Mario, called and texted Tenon multiple times, like blowing his shit down, and increasingly contact ahead of the redrum. The night of the redrum, around 6 p.m., Henry turned off his cell phone and placed it in airplane mode. And investigators were able to find that out, and it was something that he normally didn't do. He was also known to carry 2 cell phones at all times. At 6:40 p.m., one of his phones connected to a network about 40 minutes after the redrum. And this was near Beaches Baptist Hospital, approximately 1.4 miles from the location. Of course, they didn't put location data and confirm that he was on foot with the phone, while while the other phone remained in his truck. So the 2 phones attempted to contact each other, confirming they were physically separated at that time. So they could tell that one phone was moving and one phone was in the truck. Okay, and of course they got all this information and downloads with the Cellbrite activities and things of that nature. They do have toll records that showed significant increase of contact with Tenon and his vehicle compared to prior times. So just pulling all this stuff together, and then they have that Google location and historical records, where they were like getting this together, him and Mario, for the most part. So this is the first pass of the scene. So they do have this, and I'll pull this up so you guys can see it. So this is the route that they kind of took when they were him, Mario, and Henry, when they were planning this out. So they drove the route. And this was kind of they first pass through the homicide. Now at this time, Mario had left his phone behind, but Tenon had his. That's how they know that he passed the scene a couple times, and like he was pre-planning and routing. And so this is the way they were driving from there. So you see the first pass through, and this is where the incident happened, right? And this is where the road kind of like where the tire and stuff, this portion right here, guys. So I'm assuming right here, this is where it was going. And they actually tracked it because of the, with the vehicle and the phone. They can even tell how many miles per hour, where they slowed down in the area to kind of figure out exactly where he was going to drop this tire off and everything. So that's that map. And let me show you guys this. Let me pull up the other one that I have available. Maybe. So just so y'all know, because these two never, Henry and Jared, they don't have any history or any type of professional ties or anything to each other. His phone showing by Jared's home, and also around Jared's daughter and Shayna's daughter's gymnastic class. Because remember, they're trying to find the best location to do this tire thing. The only plausible source that they're seeing from this, that this information came from Mario. And that confirmed that he was trying to plan this execution or this ambush of Jared. Okay, so we have that. Let me show you. This is the second route that they took, and this is one of them because this is like the second pass from there. I'll show you this one. You can even see where he's slowing down, where eventually we see where the tire is kind of put down. Let me get that up for you guys so you can see it. So here we go. This is the second thing. The first one, they went this way. If y'all can see my mouse, hopefully y'all can see it. They went this way. And then this time they are coming this way. 7 miles, slowing down, 2 miles. You see it, 14, 7, and they're coming around. Okay. So that's the second pass through. And, Henry wouldn't have had no reason to even be taking this route or going that way unless they were kind of like pre-planning something. Okay. So we have the arrest. So let's get to. So the phone records, just so y'all know, showed the 35 contacts between Mario and Henry in February of 2022. There were 35 contacts. Then in March, there were 30 contacts, right? Because he got to get that paper now. And then there were only 9 contacts in May and June. So that's when you can see the significant decrease in regards to that. So, of course, subpoenas were issued for all the bank accounts because you want to follow the money. And that's how we found out about the 3 payments, one for $3,000, one for $2,000, and one for $5,000 to make up the total sum of $10,000. And I was thinking to myself, you know, $10,000 is really not a lot of money. And you can really, really tell because I'm like, Henry looks skinny. Like, he is so skinny when they come pick him up. Like, he don't look like he eating good. You know, I don't know what's going on. What is going on? And they just riding around, like, look like they living out the car, him and his friends. But, you know, whatever. I'm like, okay. I don't know. He needed a whole bunch more information. Whole bunch more. So, let's get to. So we just watched a video in regards to Shayna getting her customary Uber ride with her overnight bag on August the 17th, 2023, where she was indicted on. That's when she originally got indicted. And like I said, she was originally arrested and she had to be moved back to Florida for all her charges. We watched the body cam. At that point in time, they did seize from her home an iPhone, and they also got that Apple iWatch. Remember, we have wiretaps that were issued on all of those things. And I think that's the one reason why it took them so long to arrest Shayna, because they were trying to get all the wiretaps, any information, you know. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, sound like the Adelsons, the bump. You know, like the bump, like, you know, like okay, they letting you go for a while because they're continuing to find all this evidence and all this information on you, right? And you think you're getting away with something, but you really truly not. So that's for that portion. Now, you know that they did all that. Well, if you don't know, they did interviews on everybody, but what I wanted to show y'all, and we'll probably wrap it up for the day. I do want to show y'all this portion. I found this was good reporting on it, and it did include some of the text messages. So I'm just gonna pull it up because I think they kind of covered a lot of it for us, for me. Let me see. Okay, here we go. And then, like I said, tomorrow we will get into use a kit. I knew. Wait a minute. Tomorrow we will get more into the information regarding the court hearings and things of that nature, so we can have a good understanding before we go into court of what we should be expecting. Let me go back out of here. I'm going to show you guys the text messages, and then I'm going to show you the friend who she's engaging in these text messages with. We'll go and look at a little bit of her interview that they have. But I'm going to show you guys the text messages first. If it come up. It should come up, but if not, then we'll just go into it. Here, I'm going to move this. I'm going to move me to the side. I'll move this here. And then we'll go into it. It's taking a minute for the other text messages to come up, so I'm just going to read it for us. Okay? I'm just going to pull it up through here, the little feed that we're going to do with LNC. So as you can see, this is Shayna right here on 5/20/2015. So they saying even way back from 2015. Remember, this did not happen until 2022. They had a very long and contentious, divorce. So it had been a while. So she sent the message and she said, I'm just not having a good day. And she's sending this to Kim Jensen. And we're going to look a little bit at Kim's interview. It's in the same feed. And so she says, her friend says back, don't write the day off as bad yet. I'm still trying to send stupid to prison. And she says, if I can't make casserole, prison is the next best option. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, what is she talking about? But they are talking in code words, guys. I'm like, what the hell? Like, okay, so if you can't make casserole, so then her one friend reaches out to another friend, and now they're trying to find somebody who will complete this casserole. Oh my. So just listen in. We'll listen and see what she said.
Don't write the day off as bad yet. I'm still trying to send stupid to prison. She added, if I can't make a casserole, prison is the next best option. There are more text messages, some from 2016, where prosecutors, 17th, 2016, Kimmy wrote, Shanna needs a guy. A woman named Susan Lee responded, what kind of guy? Kimmy responded.
So as you can see, so now Kimmy, which is also Kim Jensen that we just seen in the last text message. Now we moving on. This is July 17, 2016. So this is years in the making. Like, oh my gosh. Remember, he was not unalive until 2022. Like, what are we doing here? So in all this time, she could never think, and they gonna use everything. I couldn't believe they even went back this far, but they did go back this far in regards to this. And so Susan like, well, what kind of guy does she need? And they just blatantly, the kind of performs permanent disappearing acts on certain people. Like, who is texting this and why are you guys texting this? Like, oh my goodness, like really? No, you don't do this. So, know any magicians? Magicians, no. That I do not. Do not. For stupid? I was thinking Thomas. Like, these are the friends. This is not even her at this point in time. He isn't a magician, but I'll ask if he knows any. I'm sure her ex knows a few. So these are the friends out here hooking, trying to get the hook up for her too. So deep breaths. Now this is somewhere between July the 17th, 2016. So this shows you how far back she despised that out of him. Deep breaths. It's going to be okay. I'll talk to you as soon as I get out. Just breathe. You'll work out all of this frustration at the gym later. Right? They like to be at these gyms. And then it says, this is, redacted because of the active crime investigation. So they don't have that. He hates him is the next thing. And then if not, I know Sue's husband knows people. So they deep into this. And so we'll find out more information about more text messages actually tomorrow when we go into court, because they had this big about the text messages. But just to kind of give y'all some ideas. So then here we get
on
right
thing
here,
is
guys, where
Definitely want my partner, okay? You sit right there.
Kimmy that comes in, and she's going to be sitting down with the officers in regards to the investigation. And let's listen to a little bit of this. I do have her full thing, and I'll probably record it and we can kind of go into it. But right now, let's just listen to what parts we have on here. And she was interviewed. This was shortly after, a couple months after the incident. So as you can see, the date is May 6, 2022.
Do you go to the same church as them? You're in the same ward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Jared and his family, from what you can remember. Anything stand out?
We were never friends.
I knew his mother. I was friendly. I'm one of those people that I'm just, what you see is what you get. I'm real. If I don't like you, I won't be friends with you, but I will be kind. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say good morning and keep on walking down the hall of the church, whatever.
Of course.
So I knew his family from a distance. I did attend a baby shower or two that maybe his mom hosted at their home.
So Kim Jensen, who Shanna Gardner calls Kimmy, didn't know Jared well, she says, but she's very, very friendly with Shanna.
The girls he dated in the church, two things that I remember always: never dated a girl that wasn't loaded with money, and never didn't end the relationship that everyone talked about what a jerk he was. He was the guy that broke the girls' hearts. He was, you know, he puts on, you know what I mean? He would be nice at first, and then the real Jared would come out.
Okay.
When then I met Shanna, I knew about Shanna when he married her, because his mom was so excited because she was, you know, from this rich family, and you know, their life was going to be so great and blah blah blah. And then she had twins and ended up having pulmonary hypertension, and they had to move to Florida. So I met Shanna about maybe 8.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I have twins, so, and she actually was one of my teenage daughter's teachers in the youth program.
Okay.
And so she and I got to be friends while she was still married to Jared, because number one, I knew his family. Number two, I felt sorry for her that she married him. Number three, she taught my kid, and we kind of had that common bond with the twin thing.
Gotcha.
So that's how she and I became friends.
Okay.
And then as time went on, probably with, you know, within a year of them moving here, like, she and I became better and better friends. And now, you know, I probably talk to Shanna 5-6 times a week, maybe every day.
Okay, so you say you guys are really good friends.
We're really good friends.
Yeah.
We're really good friends. I was the only person, I was one of the few people who stood beside her when they got divorced. When the divorce happened, like, I knew that she was going to tell him, kind of a thing. I knew he was going to flip out, just because of the personality that I had always remembered or whatever. He went around and he accused her of having an affair to everyone. And the way it worked was, at the very beginning, the kids would be with her from, you know, for 2 days, and then they kept them at the home, and then for 3 days she'd have them, and then it kind of went back and forth on a 2-3 kind of thing. And the days that she did not have the children, she oftentimes spent the night at my house, and he was running around telling her, oh, she's off, she didn't come home last night, she's sleeping with it, and she was on my couch. She wasn't sleeping with anybody. So it was not hard for me to stand by her, because I knew where she was, because she was with me most of the time. We kind of like adopted her and the kids, and, you know, so that's how she and I became better friends than we were, and why we are good friends today.
And so, you know, you're friends with Shanna, you kind of see what's going on with Jared and her. You know, what, in your opinion, like, what was kind of the cause of their divorce?
Well, so he was very, so, like, I used to go over to the house, and, like, he was very antisocial. Like, he didn't, if I went over, you know, so I could walk. We both lived in Ponte Vedra. It was a long walk, but I could walk from my house to hers in about half an hour. So sometimes, you know, I'm gonna go for a walk in the evening, I'd go over there, hang out, you know, maybe I'd walk back, maybe she'd drive me home, whatever. I'd walk in, and he would instantly go to his bedroom.
Okay.
Anytime I was there during the day, he had zero engagement or involvement. He pretty much stayed in his bedroom. He was on his laptop. He never worked the entire time they were married. I always thought he was lazy. He's very much like his father. I know that when they were going through the divorce, his mother tried to be my friend, which I found funny, because you're just fishing. You just want me to give you something that will help him, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was so obvious. Like, we've never been friends in, you know, 16 years, and now all of a sudden you want to be my friend. That's just kind of weird. You know, it was like, oh, how's Shanna? You know, I'm like, you don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so I was very surface stuff. Oh, she's fine. You know, she's doing fine.
What did you see that kind of happen, since you were so close to it, after their divorce? How was Shanna? What was her demeanor? And
So Shanna, after the divorce, Shanna struggled hard emotionally. She struggled hard emotionally. She had 3 jobs. He continued to not work. I think their divorce was final, like, in July, maybe? It was 7 years ago, but I think it was July was the month that it was final. And she had 3 jobs. He had a job. Actually, I take that back. He got a job once she filed for divorce.
Gotcha.
And then as soon as the divorce proceedings were going and child support came up, he emailed his boss, because the lawyer was able to get HR records, emailed his boss and said he was no longer able to work because of his personal situation. However, he did continue to work, and they paid him under the table, because he was bitter that her family had money, and he didn't think he should have to pay child support when her family was rich.
Gotcha.
But they were his kids, not her family's kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Like that,
Yeah,
that whole,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You're a dad, that's your job.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You pay for kids. She worked 3 jobs. She was exhausted. She put the kids in like a daycare.
Jensen described a tense and dysfunctional relationship between Gardner and
Well, you know, I guess my question is that, so, because he worked at Microsoft, so it's like, are they trying to say like, is she trying to say like, I mean, she's saying in this that this man never worked. And he didn't decide to work until afterwards. And then I do understand that Shayna, you know, her family, like they gave her some type of stipend. They gave him some type of stipend. When they were married, they really supported them. But I'm trying to figure out like, why in the hell did she have 3 jobs? Why she have 3 jobs, y'all? Or we just lying. I don't get that.
He was going to Utah. Said he'd taken a job or something. But really he was on the prowl for another girl. And so he was gonna, the deal was if she would sign a change in parenting agreement and she would agree to let him see the kids every other weekend, he was gonna fly back and see them. But then it was, he's gonna FaceTime the kids every single day. And, you know, he would tell them, oh, you know, Dad's coming into town, I'm gonna bring you so many presents. And then, you know, he didn't come. Right. He would, oh, I'm busy at work. You know what I mean? So it was like he would build the kids up and try to get them so excited to see him. And then I think he ended up coming maybe like 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
So during that time when he was gone, life was much better other than the FaceTimes were just disruptive to the, I mean, they were 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
it's kind of young to be FaceTiming. Yeah.
Every day was just, FaceTime's great. I think you need to see your kids, but every day was just much, you know? And so anyway, so her attorney filed something. We found out where he was working, and I think his mom blurted it out in church one day, and I was like, I found out where he works. Mm-hmm. And so her attorney emailed and found out that he was out there and he was working, and he was making like $90,000 a year. Mm-hmm. And here she is working 3 jobs. He's paying for nothing. You know, she told him the kids were in preschool, you know, and he was like, oh.
Oh, he bringing in that bag now. He bringing in $90,000 a year. And her ass out here working 3 jobs. And I still don't understand that if her family got the bag. I mean, I know it's her family and her family got the bag, and that don't mean necessarily she got the bag, but I can't see them like letting her sink and like drown. I don't see that. Interesting. Yeah, I do have her whole interview. If y'all want to watch it, it's like an hour. It's like an hour or so.
Oh, you know, I'm barely making anything. I just, you know, if I'm going to be able to afford to fly there, I'm not going to be able to afford to pay whatever. You know what I mean? Gotcha. So, like, he sent $0 and he's out there living large, and come to find out, so she starts prying around. Her attorney starts prying around. They're going to file something for child support to quit. Like that. Quit his job. Quit his job and was going to move back to Florida, and came back with a new girl in tow. And then life became hell again.
Kim Jensen goes on to explain how life became more difficult when Jared moved back to Florida.
But because they had filed this thing with the court that only gave him the right to see the kids every other weekend, mm-hmm. He thought he was going to come back and instantly it would go back to 9 for 2 days, yours for 3, you know what I mean? And then you got that kind of thing. And so it turned into this big kerfuffle of she was withholding the children. He was going to have her arrested for kidnapping. He wanted to see them when he wanted to see them. And she was like, sorry. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I mean, she was following what was currently filed with the court, you know, right, and I realize that has gotten spun in a different way all through the news, but I mean, that's what happened. That's the truth.
No, I understand. He thought he was going to come back and was just going to go back to
yeah. I'm back in town, you know what I mean? And I'm still not paying for anything, and you know what I mean? And I'm going to, you know, not that paying for anything had anything to do with seeing your kids, but the current thing filed with the court said you get them every other weekend. Yes. You know, you get them from like Saturday morning to Sunday night. That's what the thing said. Or maybe it was Friday. You know, I think it was Saturday morning because he would get in late on Friday when he didn't come. So, you know, but I mean, there was never a custody battle. I mean, that was determined at the divorce. It was 50-50. You know, the only thing that ever changed with custody was they realized that as the kids got older, I think by the time they were 4, the 2-day, 3-day, the kids never knew, even at school, am I going home with mom? Am I going home with dad? Like, it got too hard on them doing too many switches too soon. And so they themselves decided to try week on, week off.
Right.
With a date night on Wednesday in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And they put that in practice for a few months to just try it out. And the kids were happier. They were happier. That midweek breakup gave, the other parent to see them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then but that was just between them. And so he would try to hold her hostage over that. It was like, okay, well, I have something coming up, and if you don't agree to make this timeshare switch or this week switch, the kids won't be available on date night. And so he always tried to use the kids to get what he wanted from her.
It's like a leveraging tool, kind of.
Yeah, like he used them like pawns.
Yeah.
And so I said, take it back to court and make it permanent. It's working. We can work with it. If the judge signs it, then he can't hold date night hostage.
Throughout these interviews, Kim Jensen, she doesn't hold back at all. She's honest about how she feels about Jared and Shanna. She calls it.
And like had all these rules about the FaceTime and all that.
Because he's a narcissist. His mother, she'll tell you, he's just like his father. He's very controlling. He's a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
They went to therapy. They went to a church therapist, which always makes me laugh because you go to a church therapist, you can give a Sunday school answer, and they'll say, check your pass. You know what I mean? Like, go to a real therapist to make you do the work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never a fan of church therapists, whatever that actually means. But they went to one, and she saw it straight away.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a narcissist.
Yeah.
He always had to be in control. He had to be in control of the story. I'm the victim. She cheated on me. No one else would leave me for any other reason because I'm so, you know what I mean? Like, it's, and I mean, I get it. As his family, they ran with that. It's easier to say, oh, my son's wife cheated on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Than,
of course.
My son's his wife left. You know what I mean? Like, what sounds better? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Then the detectives want to know Kim Jensen's thoughts on Shanna's estranged husband, Mario Fernandez Saldana.
Well, I think she met him at the gym. I think it was CrossFit maybe. She met him there. And my thought was,
these men better stop letting their wives go to these gyms. She sounds very Simi-Tilly. She definitely sounds like Miss Seamean. Like, go to the gym, fall in love, let's unalive them. Oh, gosh.
you don't need to be with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go fix what he broke. You don't need to date anybody. Let's figure out you. Let's learn how to just be happy with you and not be dependent on anyone else. Just, you know what I mean? That was always my advice. I didn't want her dating anyone. I certainly didn't want her marrying anyone.
Yeah.
I said, I mean, I didn't know him per se.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I met him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He certainly is. He doesn't. Jared might be an ass, but if you just saw him, you might even think he was a nice guy.
Gotcha.
You see Mario and he doesn't. It's not same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
I've seen how much Mario has, he adored those kids.
Mm-hmm.
He filled voids that Jared was creating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those kids wanted you to sit on the floor and build Legos, and you know what I mean? They wanted that kind of dad. And Jared wasn't that guy. They wanted cuddles.
Mm-hmm.
Jared was always, I'm so hot. He was so hot. He always had to sleep with a box fan. It was the weirdest thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Mario, he's small. That was my biggest thing with Shannon. I was like, you never marry a dude that's shorter than you. That's just, you don't do that. You know what I mean? She's like, my sister said the same thing. You know what I mean? It was like, you know what I mean? So I mean, my should you not was not because I thought he was bad. It was, it's just not, it broke all my rules. But I wouldn't marry him, so it didn't really matter what I thought. You know what I mean?
Right. Did you find it odd that they got married so quick?
I did. But I understood why they got married so quick because even though I tried so hard to talk to her and give her strength about how he can't control you unless you let him, she always was in fear that, if I live with him, then he'll try to take me to court and, you know what I mean, and say, she's being a bad example for the kids. And, you know what I mean? She never wanted to give up more custody than she had and that she was entitled to.
Gotcha.
And there was always that fear.
Jensen said the twins absolutely loved Mario and that seemed to endear him to Shanna. Jensen then told the detectives that Jared Brightigan did things to try to turn the twins against Shanna.
Part of it was Jared wanted them to hate Shanna as much as he did. To me, I don't care who you are, and I've got siblings who are divorced and have kids and whatever. My number one rule is, I'm going to love you the best I can at my house, and Dad's going to love you the best way he can at his house. And how I feel about your dad should never be relayed to you if you're the kid.
100% agree.
That's my job, is to protect you.
Yeah.
I'm just supposed to love you. And Shanna always did that. It could have been the day from hell with emails back and forth and this, that, and the other, and they would say something about him, and her response was always very simple. It was, I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Mhm.
Or, I'm sorry that dad made you sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Or she never said, it was never, I understand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
she never engaged in that, ever.
Gotcha.
Whereas the kids themselves, because I spent a lot of time with the kids, I love the kids, and they would say, I get in trouble if I say anything about my mom at my dad's house. My dad hates my mom. That makes me very sad.
Yeah.
The discussion then turned to Mario Fernandez's relationship with other women who were not Shanna when they were married.
I'm trying to think how to word this. Did Mario's fondness for women bother Shanna at all, you think? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and he had some people living there and some other things, and...
Yeah, but it wasn't like they were women that he was with.
Mm-hmm.
He just has friends. Like, he has all these friends from, like, his army days, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And she was just like, oh, this one is a hairdresser, and I told her she could stay here, and Shannon was like, okay. And then it was, well, she's going to pay part of the rent or part of the mortgage or whatever, you know what I mean? And then 2 weeks later, her boyfriend is living there too, and I told Jen, I'm like, this is your house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, and so that didn't last very long at all. It was just more annoying. He's married, but he still kind of lives like a single guy. You know what I mean? Like, he never understood what marriage meant. Like, to me, if I'm gonna move someone in the house and I do that without my husband, we're gonna have an issue.
Now, it's 50 minutes into this chat before detectives even bring up Jared's murder, but they do get there.
So what did you think when you first heard about Jared, getting killed?
Well, Shanna called me on Thursday morning after it happened, and I could tell by her voice something was wrong. And she said, Jared's dead. And I said, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And she said, did you hear about that shooting last night in Jack's Beach? And I said, no. And she said, it was him. It was him. And I said, what? I couldn't process it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't, I was shocked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she just, and then she told me that what had happened, and that Kirsten was coming over and they were going to tell the kids together. And I didn't have the time to put into the conversation because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was leaving for the airport to go bury my mother-in-law. And so, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just, and I was like, and then I was torn between, you know what I mean? It's like, I had to go do that, but I knew she probably needed, you know what I mean? So it's like, so, and then as people started finding out, they were texting me, and I just happened to have Wi-Fi on the plane, whatever
Mm-hmm.
flight we were on. I don't remember, American or Delta, one of them, but, and so it was like, oh my gosh, have you heard? You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, and you know what I mean? And they're just like, oh my gosh, that's the craziest thing, and you know what I mean? And so, I mean, it was just more shock than anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it was, I can remember saying, I'm sorry, what? I must have said it 3 times. Like, are you kidding me? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was like I was in like Bizarro World or something. It was like, I just couldn't, I mean, and then, of course the days just started unfolding, and you know what I mean? And then, so then I started following the story from the plane, and you know what I mean? That kind of a thing. And it was just so hard to wrap my head around.
Right.
That it happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, prosecutors have said that Kim Jensen had spoken in code about Shanna needing a guy back in 2016, a magician, to make someone disappear.
So just knowing Jared, knowing Shanna, knowing the whole family, knowing you probably have a better insight into their marriage and everything, just into Jared, really. You saw his personality, whatever. I don't want to lead you, but in your brain, in your conscience, your soul, what do you think happened to him?
Well, it was always about money with him.
Mm-hmm.
Always. And he was a Freemason, he and his dad. And to me, that's just some shady crap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. If you know what I mean? Like, that's some shady crap. And I figured it was a money thing. You know what I mean? That was my first gut was, who'd you piss off?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who did your money, you know what I mean? Some deal went bad was what my first thought was. Whether or not it was the Freemason thing, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I do know he was into that. And when I say into it, because like, I know a lot of people who are members of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a lot of research on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those secret society things. You're not allowed to tell your wife anything. You know what I mean? Like anything where you are asked to keep secrets from the one person that you're supposed to be able to tell everything to is sketchy to me.
Yeah.
You know? But because I know of his love for money and that's what drove him, my head automatically went. I figured as the story unfolded, I figured there was 2 scenarios. Either it was a business deal gone bad, or maybe some like random gang initiation, or you know what I mean, like some weird thing like that.
And Kim Jensen, Shanna Gardner's best friend, said that Shanna was always the villain in the Bridegan family's eyes.
Anyone who knows the real Shanna, not the story that you've been spun off by the Bridigans, that, you know, she's a whore and she'll sleep with anybody, you know what I mean? Like, if you know Shanna, her kids, that's all she ever wanted was kids. In fact, if you ask her if she regrets marrying Jared, she'll tell you no, because she wouldn't have her kids. You know? I mean, and for all the things he did to her, you know what I mean? That's not your typical answer for someone who's spinning out about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can I get rid of him? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was always, every decision she made through her marriage and her divorce was always, how will this affect my kids? That was always her first question.
So, I mean, you've seen all the comments. You see what the people are saying. No, totally impossible, or
That Shanna had anything to do with this?
Shanna or Mario.
I don't see it. I spent a lot of time. You know what I mean? I've been with on Shanna's side for 8.5 years. There's nothing that happened in the marriage or the divorce that I have not been privy to. And, you know, Mario.
Because there was no love lost between Mario and Jared. He said on the couch.
Oh no, he did. He hated him. He hated what he did to him or to her. He hated how he treated the kids. You know what I mean? Because the story you're seeing in the news is not what the story that the kids were reporting.
Of course.
However, I also, and I always tell Shanna this, when you take your notes from little children who are trying to please you at your house and him at his house, you know, there's no telling what they were saying over there either.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, again, with the survival skills.
I know how that goes.
Yeah, you got a set of survival skills per house, depending on where you are, is what you say and what you don't say. And you know that you learn that at a very young age. You learn that. Mario likes his, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, he's got a cushy life. You know what I mean? Mario is selfish. I don't think he would sacrifice that for something like this.
Yeah.
Do I think he cried tears when he found out? No. I didn't ask, but
I did, and he said no.
The detectives suspect that Shanna and Kim Jensen, they could be coordinating their stories.
Did she tell you before she was coming in here to talk to us?
No.
Did she call you? So she didn't call you and talk to you before she came in and talked to us?
I don't think so. But I don't remember.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't remember. Here, I'm telling you, I'm the memory bank, and I don't remember. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember what day it was or anything.
It was the 28th was the day before, and March 1st was the day she came in and talked to us.
She may have told me that she was coming. She may have told me that she was coming. In fact, I think she did tell me that she was coming and that they were coming in together.
So
but she didn't know if you guys were going to talk to them together or separate them.
So nothing memorable.
Several months would pass, nearly 9 to be exact, and Kim Jensen would return to the interview room. The detective walks in and the conversation begins.
But I mean, social media has like gone viral with all of this, you know, and I mean, I don't know.
It's definitely got a lot of attention.
It's gotten a lot of attention, and it's hard because it's one-sided attention.
Keep in mind, this interview happened right after the arrest of Henry Tenon.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever known Jared to have any kind of association with Henry Tenon, who was arrested?
I never saw him till.
That was the first time you ever saw him?
Never saw him. Didn't know nothing about him. He didn't even look like he knew him. Like, he looked very confused to me.
Yeah.
Like the next day or whatever, he just looked like he didn't look like he was on the same planet. Like he just looked very confused to me.
Yeah. Did Shanna or Mario ever talk about him? I know he was a tenant for Mario's for quite a while.
No. I mean, Mario didn't talk about much. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't even, he was very, even through their whole marriage, like, his friends were his friends, and he didn't join the two.
Kim Jensen said Shanna really hadn't talked about Henry Tenon. She said their conversations had been pretty limited since Shanna moved to Washington State with the twins. Another detective walks into the room, and they discuss Kim's theories about how Jared might be connected to Henry Tenon.
I was just talking to her about some theories as to why Mario's tenant would be involved with Jared.
Okay.
And what was it that you said?
I said, all I know about this guy is that what I saw in the press conference, so I don't really have any theories. The only thing I can tell you is that people made the comment, once Shanna's sister said once, Jared was always involved in something shady because he always wanted that get rich quick. He always wanted, it was money. Everything with Jared has, from what I know, everything was always about money.
So really, at the end of the day, we're just trying to connect all the dots, and there's really no reason for Tenon to have any kind of dealings with Jared, and so that's what's kind of throwing everybody off a little bit, I think. You know what I mean?
Well, my assumption was that you guys probably had a list of everyone that had the truck that may or may not be involved. I never ever heard if it was confirmed, or all I've seen is Kirsten stuff. Find the truck, find the truck, find the truck. I just assumed when he got popped for whatever he got popped for, what was it, speeding and pot or something, when he got arrested in August or whatever, that he was on the list, and then you find out he's Mario's tenant, and I figured those are how dots were connected. I really don't have any theories about Jared and this black guy. Like, I have no idea.
This next exchange could be viewed as pretty interesting if you look back at the texts and believe that they mean what prosecutors claim.
Has anybody been talking about it or anything? Has there been any kind of rumor mill or anything like that involving it?
The only rumor mill that I've heard is this guy doesn't even look like he knows what the heck's going on.
Who all saying that? Just out of curiosity, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But
Just like girls at church, they're like, just.
So they're skeptical that he has anything.
They're
to do with it?
skeptical that he has anything to do with it.
Well, I mean
maybe he does. I don't know. I'm sure you know more than I do. But I'm just saying, from the outside looking in, he looks very confused about the whole thing.
Well, I guess if they're skeptical, why and what alternative theory would they have? Just if we're just gonna rabbit holes, like.
Well, the guy's never done anything violent from what, you know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
his rap sheet, I guess, or whatever's been published, I mean, it doesn't look like he's ever done anything violent. From my logical mind, if you're going to pick someone to help you do something, that wouldn't be my first choice. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't have this air of confidence like, I'll be your partner in crime, whoever his crime was with.
That's an interesting choice of words if you're going to pick somebody. Do you think that somebody picked somebody, or do you think this is...
Oh, no, I'm just
else?
like, just if I'm analyzing this, you know what I mean? Like, if this actually was, a hit on him, I don't know. I just think...
You'd pick somebody better than...
There would just be... a little more thought would have gone into it. Not that I think like that, because I've never put a hit out on anybody.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm the girl that made curfew. Every time.
Well, has Shanna mentioned Henry and his connection at all? No?
No.
Oh. Is she just as confused about the whole thing, or?
Yeah, well, like I said, on the Monday before, they're, and they're like, oh, you want to comment on breaking the case? And she's like, what are you, she didn't even know what they were talking about. She had no freaking idea what they were talking about.
So when she found out, was she as equally as confused, or?
Yeah, she's like, she has no idea what's happening.
Okay.
Prosecutors have also said that Shanna and Jared disagreed about raising their children in the Mormon church. That came up in the discussion with Kim Jensen.
Jared was expecting an argument about the baptism and everything like that, and wouldn't wait for more, get baptized later. What's the typical age for a baptism?
Typical age is 8. Both parents have to agree. He never even asked. Like, at 8, the topic, because we were waiting, never came up. And then, but in typical Jared fashion, everything with him is manipulation. And so her little Sunday school teacher, it's called primary, her little primary teacher was like, this is what, and this is what telling Shanna, telling me. Do you know you're the only one in class that's not baptized? She was 10.
Really?
And so Shanna assumed that, and this is, like I said, it's just our assumption, put pressure on the kid from the teacher, not the dad, and then we can ignite this thing and then see if, we can get mom to agree or whatever. So, but yeah, for 2 years he said nothing.
Later, the conversation turns to Mario.
Do you think that it's possible that Mario had Tenon do this? Is it even a possibility?
I don't see what the benefit would be. And Mario's a very selfish person. Mario doesn't do much that doesn't benefit him.
I gotcha.
I just don't see where the benefit would be. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's from everything with Mario has a benefit. So why did he marry Shanna? Was it the financial? He never told me that, but that was a benefit. Do you know what I mean? Like, right. I don't. He just seems like that. Like he's. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't see the benefit. And I've spun out about it. You know what I mean? Like I've thought it through in my head, and I'm like, what does he gain?
Mm-hmm.
What does he gain by doing this? Because all it has done is blown up Shanna's life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she would much rather be squabbling between emails than what she's dealing with. There's no benefit to this.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree, and I have run it through my head as well. What have you come up with other than that? Like, how you said you were running it through your head.
Well, I mean, I just try to think of things. You know what I mean? Like I told you, like I just try to look at all the pieces that are out there, and I don't listen to her noise because she unnerves me. And she this whole thing with her has just been, Shanna did it. You know what I mean? She's been saying that since what, a month after? It's all been, you know what I mean? How the acrimonious and this and that. You only know what he told you. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, I can't figure out the Henry guy. That one, like, that was not what I was expecting. Well, I mean, when I saw him, like, yeah, I mean, you kind of look like a criminal, but like, he just didn't look smart enough to pull this off to me. You know what I mean? If this was not some rando, which it appears that it wasn't random to some degree with the pieces that are out there, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. In my head, I don't know what I expected it to be, but I didn't expect it to be that.
That one line from Kim really piqued the detective's interest.
It's just interesting. You said it doesn't appear to be random, and then we have these logical connections that are being made. So just, what is your heart telling you?
I don't know. I mean, in my logical mind, I think if Mario did this, you'd have called one of your military sniper buddies, and it'd have been quick, easy, and nobody would have known the difference. And he thinks militaristically. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, this guy that I saw, like, that's just, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's almost like a really bad optic coincidence, because I just don't see.
What is your heart telling you?
What is my heart telling me? My heart's telling me that I know that with the news and the media and everything that, it looks like, there's got to be a connection because Mario's Tenon. But at the same time, I don't see what it benefited him. And even from what I know, like, of him as a person, which is not near what I know of Shanna, you know what I mean? He was always just, like, in the background. Like, we were acquaintances. Shanna and I were best friends. I just feel like if he was responsible for this, he would have chosen differently. That guy did not exude a lot of confidence in me that this was Mario's plan.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact I still can't come up with the benefit. How does this benefit Mario? For me, that's where my head goes. Is
we still don't understand the benefit of marrying Shanna.
I mean, I do think he liked her,
and
I do think he even grew. I mean, I think he loved her. I mean, I heard him say, love you, babe. You know what I mean? That was, you know what I mean? But like, he just, I don't know. There's some guys you think, oh, you'd be a great husband. You're the marrying kind. And then there's other ones you think, you'd be better single. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to follow the rules. You'd be better single. You know what I mean? And when you got a wandering zipper, to me, you should be better single.
I think that's the best way I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Hold on. Give me one moment.
Again, Shanna Gardner and Mario Fernandez Saldana have pleaded not guilty. Fernandez.
Womp, 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 womp. So I do have her entire interviews. She did do 2 interviews, guys. So we do have both of them. But I figured just to get to like the quick ones, they had, quick things in there. But like, she just like talked too much. And I would really like to know, when did they ever confront her? Like, well, in 2016, y'all were, even though this, like I said, this happened. So I don't know if your thoughts from 2016 are still your thoughts in 2022. But when something like this horrific happens, everybody they keying in on everything. If you did a Google search back then, we own it. If you did this back then, we are on it. Like, anything that you possibly could have did, and I don't know if it particularly had anything to do with that when she originally did it, but when they was originally exchanging those text messages, but yeah. She talk way too much. But we do, as I stated, we are going to do part 3 tomorrow. So please, please, please make sure that you have your notification bell on. And if you missed anything from this part, um, or the first portion, make sure that you have them on. We will go over the things that were seized in the search of the residence tomorrow. We will also get into some different videos and coverage in regards to the evidence that's going to be let in or let out. We're going to mainly concentrate on Mario's case, guys, Fernandez, only because he is going to be the first person going on trial. And then our second, like as we have filler, but we'll get into Shayna's, different hearings. Because remember, they were first going to try them together, and somehow it got split up. I need to find the hearing exactly and why it got split up. Let me see if they have the motion in here. Because I keep wondering, I know why he was split up, Henry, because he had pled it and he came back. I just have not figured out, guys, why they were not split up. I do know that recently on, I guess, let me see, what date? So 11/21/2025. At that point in time, the state of Florida had did a motion to withdraw the DP because originally they were going for the DP for them. They were trying to hit them right in the neck, rightfully so. So that was a motion that they filed. Um, to take the DP off the table. Let me see what else I see in here real quickly. And I'm sure, I wonder if she gonna have to, she probably gotta come testify, right? You think? I think so. I know she did try to keep getting bond and she kept getting denied bond. For Shayna, guys. Yeah, so we do have I'm trying to see if I have their okay, that's the and y'all know that the wife, his his widow is suing all three of these fools for wrongful death. If y'all didn't know, y'all know now. Yeah, so she's suing it for wrongful death, rightfully so, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Oh, here go the indictment. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. How long is this indictment? Let me see how many pages it is. It got a lot of stuff redacted out of it too. Yeah, surely does. You say plenty of digital material. Yes, yes, yes. I'm pretty sure they did freeze all that stuff. Yeah, they had a lot of money in the bank. They surely did. Mm. Dang, this is crazy. Like the way they did this, guys. Here, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick because I'm pretty sure we'll find out. But wait a minute. So here's the affidavit that they put. So on Wednesday, remember they were doing the other every other weekend for this little date night stuff. February 16th, 2022, Jared Brightigan was murdered shortly before 8 p.m. that evening. Brightigan was found laying in the roadway on the 4000 block of Sanctuary Boulevard in Jacksonville Beach, having suffered multiple gunshots. Based on the evidence at the scene and the information uncovered in the subsequent investigation, Brightigan's death is best described as a targeted redrum. Immediately before his murder, Brightigan was driving south on Sanctuary Boulevard, a dark residential roadway. Brightigan had just dropped off his 9-year-old twin children, for whom he shared custody with his ex-wife Shayna Gardner, at Gardner's nearby Jacksonville Beach home, where she lived with her new husband, the suspect Mario Fernandez Saldana. Still in the car was Brightigan's 2-year-old daughter from his current marriage. Brightigan and his children had gone out on their routine date night dinner, and Brightigan and his 2-year-old child were returning home for the evening after dropping off the twins. Consistent with the route he normally traveled home, Brightigan turned onto Sanctuary Boulevard, a road he used to access J. Turner Butler Boulevard. This road, unlike the nearby commercial area, is dark and mostly residential with no businesses in the immediate area. Brightigan came upon a damaged tire in the road that blocked the path of travel. Analyzing all the evidence in totality, Brightigan stopped his car, turned on his hazards, and opened his door to go move the tire. This portion right here is redacted. This is what I found interesting just skimming through this, and that's what made me want to read it. Brightigan's wife, Christian Brightigan, spoke to him just moments before the redrum. She told investigators there was nothing unusual in that conversation. Brightigan was not armed, and there was no evidence of a struggle. Brightigan's personal items such as his wristwatch, his wedding ring, his phone, money, and wallet were not taken. His car was not stolen, and his daughter was not physically harmed. Bullets struck the interior of the vehicle in close proximity to where the child was strapped into the car. An act that reasonably could have been expected to cause physical or mental injury to her. That's how close this was. So I'm just trying to see, because he was found outside of the car. Do we think that after that was done, he got out the car and that's how he ended up on the side of the road? Witnesses advised that the child was crying when they arrived on the scene. Motion-activated surveillance videos around the homicide scene indicate that the tire was not in the roadway shortly before the pew-pewing, as no vehicles driving down Sanctuary Boulevard were seen swerving to avoid the damaged tire. Affiant believes this was purposeful. In order to get Brightigan to stop his vehicle. Law enforcement identified the damaged tire as belonging to a 2004 Ford F-150 Lyric. Then, of course, they got that redacted. Surveillance video from the area also showed Brightigan's vehicle, and they probably have his vehicle there. Investigation revealed a single link between Jared Brightigan and Henry Tenon, Mario Fernandez Saldana. Tenon was a tenant in the home on Potomac Avenue in Jacksonville, Florida, owned by Fernandez. So yeah. we already went over in regards to in August. I just thought that was a different tidbit of information in regards to where, because I just wonder like how the bullets like landed, and thank goodness none of them hit the baby, because like, oh my gosh. So there we go. You know, the investigation to Bradigan's background revealed a highly acrimonious divorce from his ex-wife Shayna Gardner and a contentious relationship with both Gardner and Fernandez. Gardner and Bradigan were married in 2010 and they divorced in 2015. They share custody of the 9-year-old twins. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, with her parents with the Stampin' Up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So a lot of this stuff is redacted. They received Henry's financial records from PNC Bank on October 14, 2022. Upon conducting their initial review, there were 3 handwritten checks that were discovered. Remember, we went over that, the $2,000 one, the $3,000 one, the $5,000 one. This is also in regards to the phone records, showed that Tenon and Fernandez had 35 phone contacts, 30 phone in February, 30 phone contacts in March, and then 5 to 9 contacts in May and June. So, yeah, there's that for him. I guess, and they probably had somewhat the same thing for her when they did her arrest, I'm thinking. I don't know if I see hers in here, but interesting information. I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, and of course, you know, her parents had wrote a thing, because I think after this, guys, her and Mario, they must have separated because they started calling him her estranged husband. I don't know how that kind of went, but it became estranged, you know, in regards to him. So, and then Stampin' Up, they did release a statement. This is from her parents' company. As a Stampin' Up leader, we feel it's important to communicate with you regarding the Gardner family matter. Stampin' Up is aware that Mario Fernandez and Shayna Gardner's current husband have been arrested in conjunction with an ongoing investigation. Because remember, he was arrested before her. Shayna, which is Shelly and Sterling's daughter, and Mario have been separated for an extended period of time. We have no further details about the situation other than what has been reported by the media. We understand that some demonstrators have received troubling comments about this matter on their social media platforms. Please feel free to delete any comments of inappropriate nature and block and report those comments on your personal accounts. You may also share this email with your teams if needed. Stampin' Up's longstanding commitment to you and all our demonstrators is unwavering. Thank you for your concern and continued support, Stampin' Up. So that was a statement that they wrote and gave out, maybe to their employees and stuff in regards to it. But it appears that, you know, this was right after Shayna's husband, because of course it started getting in the media that she has something to do with it. So there's that. So yeah, guys, we will, as I stated, we'll do part 3 tomorrow. That's going to be more like of motions, hearings, and everything, just so we can be up to date in things in regards to court. If you're unable to hang out with us tomorrow, I totally understand. I am going to probably do. I'm trying to think. I may do. I'll figure it out. But I think I need to do another stream in regards to our judge in our Lindsay Clancy trial. I want to do his oral arguments for his case that he just had reversed. So I'll put a notification out there. I want to say shout out to the mods, the chat. I appreciate you guys all coming over and hanging out and watching this information with me. I'm doing trial and error over here in regards to these case preps when we have them, or trial discussions, as what I would like to call them. They're not deep dives. It's just stuff that I'm just bringing to you guys' attention that we can kind of review, so we can know kind of the players in the game, especially like when we talk about a case like this. Like, we know Kim is going to come. Now we know who Kim is. So when her name is brought up, we know who Kim is. We can actually put a face with it. And, you know, with Mario, and because they're not all being tried together, we know who Shayna is. So we can kind of like put things together for people that haven't heard of this case. Henry, we know who he is and how he played the game. We know, you know what I'm saying? So some visual things for us. And like I said, tomorrow we'll get into the text messages that they kind of argue down, different motions in regards to these wiretaps, which I find are going to be probably very damaging to their case. And well, to his case, because he's going to be first one on trial. I wonder if he gets found guilty, like, will Shayna be like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to go on trial? And what's the difference in regards to the evidence that they have on these two? Like, because something must be separating them that would be so prejudicial, would be so prejudiced to Shayna's case or his case that they had to separate them, because normally they'll put them both together. But if it's something that you have to bring out that is just involves too much prejudice, they will separate them. And I think that's what happened in this case. But we will see. I'll see if I can find an order or something that we can kind of review tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys hanging with me this Saturday. I am going to go ahead and put our outro song on. And guys, I will see you tomorrow, probably around the same time. All right. Peace.
When Sweet Pea taps in, you know the courtroom lights go bright. Trials running long, but the family's here every night. Mars on patrol, chat is showing out. This little YouTube corner's what community's about. Therapist you know, steady holding down the floor. Behind the scenes magician, keeping peace like never before. A banner king, a rule keeper too. Every channel dreams of a mom like you. Jason walks in and the ladies lose control. Down to earth king with the warmest soul. Film freaks, kindness, man, it's always on display. Fair and sweet and cheering folks along the way. And Marilia from SA keeps the laughter rolling free. Joking, shining, keeping spirits where they need to be. We're a family in the chat, side by side through every trial. Sweet Pea leads the way with that fire and that smile. We debate, we laugh, we lift each other higher. This courtroom crew is everything we admire. Yeah, no matter what the case so far, we're forever taken to trial. Take it to trial. Pretty brown girl, she'll tell you what's true. Sharp as a gavel, funniest in the room. Dr. Rachel pops in while she's busy running lines. Speaks her mind every time, cuts through like a knife. And Paula brings the energy, jokes flying fast. Helping Sweet Pea backstage, making every stream last. And Zach strolls and causing chaos just for fun. The resident cheater, but we love him, everyone. Here comes Maddie, handsome, quick with the line. A comedy sniper with the perfect timing. And Lynn with the updates, always loyal, always tuned. If true crime news drops, he brings it to the room. We're a family in the chat, side by side through every trial. Sweet Pea leads the way with that fire and that smile. We debate, we laugh, we lift each other higher. This courtroom crew is everything we admire. Yeah, no matter what the case so far, we're forever taken to trial. Take it to trial. Shamrock keeps us trending, replay queen. Holding down the algorithm like a machine. Estes razor sharp, loyal through and through. And yeah, she adores Jason, nothing new. Drunky the bear with the white claws, way managing volunteers like she runs the whole land. Cynthia brings inside with take sharp and steady. Donna keeps it real, 911 and always ready. Tilly Bird's the fat queen, receipts on tap. Easy's new, but she blends right into the pack. Tennessee, hard-lived, try support her with pride. Melly shows up for family for cooking for his dog. A steady carrying presence through the courtroom fog. And Brooklyn in the house, always bringing that spark. Lighting up the chat like a shout in the dark. Baca loves her grand, speaks truth when it's time. Micrograms with metaphors, straight up sublime. Barbara, biggest supporter, heart kind and vast. Looking for missing kids, hope to truly last. Only fan from Singapore, flag name but sweet. Still shows up with love every time he takes a seat. And even the part-timers keep this place alive. Curvy Hill, Irish Amy, Capri Law, Hellcat, our tribe. Hearts wide open, stories shared, holding space because we care. From every corner of the world we climb to spend these nights together, one trial at a time. We're a family in the chat, side by side through every trial. Sweet Pea leads the way with that fire and that smile. Mods and shadows, yeah, this love is something rare. A courtroom crew with hearts beyond compare. No matter what the case or file, we're forever taken to trial. Just sweet Pea in the mouth and the child we adore. This isn't just a channel, it's a family. And we couldn't ask for more.